Okay, are we live? I think we are. It's always hard for me to tell exactly when we start. There we go. Okay, I was hearing myself. Can you see me? So weird. I can't see the stream being public, but it should be. So yeah, let me know guys if you can hear me. I didn't want to be late, so I didn't even get my hair up, so I hope you don't mind me getting the hair in a man bun on the stream. It's just getting so freaking long that I have to use double hairband. That's how serious this business is, but yeah, I gotta trim it a little, just too much. I'm really sorry. Didn't want to be late to the stream, but I need to do this. What's up? How are you? How's it going? Hope everything's well. Hope you're having a good week. And yeah, all that good stuff. Wait, let me just check the chat. Hello, what's up, man? Good to have you here. Thank you for being here. As always, appreciate the support. Need to get the hair up. Give me a second. So yeah, today, well, I mean, I had a poll in there, so if you can check it out. I'm asking like, how long have you been interested in productivity? Is this something recent? Maybe you are not into it yet. Maybe you're just getting started. You've always have been. Make sure to answer that poll that I have in the chat. This is ridiculous. This is how long it takes me to get my hair in place with double hairband. And it doesn't always work. We'll see. Hopefully it works. This is my struggle. There we go. Hopefully it won't pop out. I need to trim it. It's just too long. It's unmanageable. It looks kind of weird. But yeah, either way, sorry. That's the only way I can manage to like lean back into the chair and not have this in the middle of the chair. It's a whole struggle. It's a whole struggle. Either way. Gregory, what's up? I have a few questions about productivity. Can you answer them, dear sir? Of course, dear sir. Go ahead. Let me know your questions. More than happy to answer them, discuss them, and see where they take us. So yeah, definitely go ahead. I have a double camera setup today, thankfully. Camera 2. Camera 2. Here we go. Welcome to the stream. I've been getting it nicely set up. Here's my camera, as you can see. There it is. There you are. And I finally got something to get the microphone out of the desk because it was always here cluttering the desk. So I'm really happy. This arm is incredible. Super happy. I just need an extension because this cable is hanging. Yeah, extensions are really hard to find here in Ecuador. Like, you know, all the little things that I need. But either way, stream is looking good. Pretty happy with everything. We'll see how it keeps improving. But yeah, either way, I have the voice command. Camera 1. Camera 1, please.
That's better. You got to say please.
Alright, so let's see what Gregory is asking. I'm quite a productive person in general, but recently my productivity has taken a hit because of issues with my stomach. Yeah, so what do you mean? Like, is there any particular aspect of your health that is stopping you from being able to work? You know, like what is the kind of productivity that you're trying to reach? You know, let me know more information. Yeah, just elaborate on the question a bit more, but like, you say you're a productive person, Gregory. What do you do? Like, where is your productivity taking you? How are you spending that energy into doing something? You know? So yeah, let me know, but I'd love to answer your question. It sounds interesting. Don't worry about like elaborating on health issues. Just like, let's focus more on the productivity side. Like, what are you trying to achieve and how perhaps your health is stopping you from achieving that, you know? Yeah. Let's see the poll, how is it going? So like most people, so I asked in the poll in the chat that you can see now, when did you become interested in productivity? So, you know, I had an option for always have been. For those of you that consider yourself like you've always been into productivity, this is kind of your thing. The second option is many years ago, you know, then is 1 year ago and recently. And right now, many years ago is winning, followed by recently. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Gregor is elaborating more on the stomach issues that he has. Yeah, I get you, man. Like, health can definitely stop you sometimes. Totally get you. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, maybe take your laptop to the bathroom if you need to. You know, like, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep the work going. Maybe you could work on your phone. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's kind of tricky. And I'm not a doctor, so I'm not gonna give you health advice. But no, I totally get the frustration. You know, like when health stops you, or from when there's something you can't control, you just gotta adapt to the environment. You just gotta see what you can do with the situation that you have. You know. But sorry to hear that, man. I hope it gets better. I know what you mean. Like, that sounds really frustrating. Para Sharma, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Let's see what the question says. Do you believe doing all task managements and nodes in one app or service or else use different for different specialities? Yeah, okay, so I know what you mean. Like, you're saying, like, what is better, using everything inside one app versus having, like, different apps for different purposes. Thankfully, I have a video on this, so let me show you. Scene 2. There we go, it worked. There we go. Wait, just moving my face to the wrong places. We'll leave it there. So yeah, I have a video on that, which is pretty, I think it could be pretty interesting. So actually, I don't know, man. I've been thinking about renaming this video because a lot of people ask this question, and I think this video for the most part answers it. The productivity mindset to choose the apps you need. Okay, so this one right here. I'm gonna link it in the chat in case you want to check it out. There you go. But yeah, in this video I talk about, and again this is right there, the productivity mindset to choose the apps you need is in my channel. And yeah, it talks all about like using one tool for everything versus actually just like, you know, distributing whatever you need to do across different applications. So yeah, just, you know, just to continue on that, just to elaborate a bit on it. Camera 1. Yeah, just to elaborate a bit on it, I think that is better, or at least easier. Maybe not easier, but I think it's a more powerful system when you distribute your different, like your whatever you're trying to do. So nodes for one application, and you leverage everything that app has to offer to you. You know, like everything that app can give in terms of its full potential, and then you move on to the next application for the things that maybe that application doesn't do well, or you could do in that application, but you know you have to use a lot of workarounds, use a lot of like things that are just not meant to work in that application. Rather, you could have a separate one for the specific things that you need. So like, yeah, that is what I talk about in the video. Let me just show you. Yeah, so in this video, for instance, I give an example of how I use different applications such as Logseek. For when I need an outliner, which I believe is a great outliner, versus using something like, for instance, Notion for like projects that I need tables for. I'm not even showing you the screen. I thought I was. Yeah, either way. So, you know, like describing different applications that I use for different purposes. My main reason to separate these is because I think note-taking apps aren't that good at. They just aren't that good at. Sorry, I'm just controlling the music. Let me know if the music is too loud. I think it should be fine, but just let me know, okay? If you feel it's too loud, let me know, because I definitely don't want the music to be annoying. Cool. Yeah, so either way, sorry. My point being that there are certain things that note-taking apps are just not great at. For me, in particular, I think that Obsidian, and you know, I think this changes over time, and there's definitely plugins that are making it possible. I've definitely tried quite a few of them, tried to move my setup there. But the problem is that I don't think note-taking apps are the best at task management unless your needs are very simple. You know, maybe a note-taking app could work, but I really think that a dedicated app for task management is better for that purpose because it was designed for that. You know, that's what I think. Let's see what else we got. Gregory, man, you're you're talking weird stuff, man. Come on. Samyak is asking, is it still voice attack that used to control the scene? Yeah, that's it. So it's really cool. You know, scene 2. Scene 2. There you go. And now I'm showing you my screen. Here's where I control all the volume, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Let me just take a quick look at, so camera 1. Camera 1, please.
That's better. You got to say please.
Yeah, there we go. So it's pretty cool. Let me just take a look at this. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I just needed to fix something. Okay, cool. But yeah, no, voice attack is incredible. And, you know, if I show you, like, well, camera 2. Camera 2. Yeah, there we go. And then from here, you can actually see, you know, just a different angle, that kind of stuff. Sorry, I was just checking something in the chat, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but really cool. So yeah, I can move from different scene to different scene, and everything is going through the microphone, doing the commands. And yeah, I was showing like some more general stuff, like if you're not doing live streams and that kind of stuff, you can open a specific website. So open my mind, and that takes me to this place where I can just like bookmark different articles, different things, and it's really cool. You know, this is the app that I use for like general bookmarking. So yeah. Sam Yak is asking a really cool question. Let's see. Do you think passion projects, things that you're interested in, should be easy so that it becomes effortless, or should it be challenging so that you get greater satisfaction from completing it? Oh, that's an incredible question. And if I'm not wrong, I think you were asking something similar in a previous stream, and I love the question, and I'm sorry I couldn't get to it because I think I saw it, but I didn't get a chance to reply. So yeah, let me dedicate some time into this question because I love it. Super good. So let me read it again. Do you think passion projects, things that you're interested in, should be easy so that it becomes effortless, or should it be challenging so that you get greater satisfaction from completing it? Huh. So okay, but if we just go broader, you know, like just doing any project, anything that you want to achieve, of course, the fact that it's challenging, the fact that it's difficult, makes it overall like more fulfilling over time, I believe. You know, I think that applies to almost like everything that you do in life. The more challenging it is, if you can overcome the hurdles and you can overcome the obstacles and you manage to achieve it, then definitely, you know, it's something that can be more fulfilling over time. So in that sense, I believe that most things that have barriers, you know, like there's the idea of the obstacle is the way, you know, like Stoic philosophy. And Ryan Holiday, this writer that I love, he has a book called The Obstacle is the Way. How like all the difficulties and the challenges that you go through actually make the things doable and fulfilling. Let me actually find, there's a really cool quote on this. Let me just find it, because this just like fits perfectly. Let me just make sure I don't say it wrong. It's one of my favorite, man, but like I can't remember exactly. If I don't find it quickly, I'll just say it at the top of my head. Oh man, I can't find it real quick, but yeah, either way. I'll try to say it at the top of my head, okay? It's a quote by Seneca. And the quote goes something like, I pity those that have not gone through misfortune, because they don't know what they're fully capable of. Something like that, right? So the idea is that the person that hasn't been challenged, that hasn't gone through adversity and difficulty, they'll never be able to find the strength within them to overcome that, meaning that they will never really know what their full potential is. So, you know, in general, I think difficulty and things that require effort, that are challenging, they're more fulfilling. However, you know, I mean, it's complicated. It's a great question. Let me think a second. Okay. I have a bit of an answer. I honestly think I'm leaning more towards the second part. Like, I think you should do things that are challenging for you. Not saying that it's wrong to do things that are effortless. Like, there's definitely certain things that could be fun and effortless. But I think you should try to push yourself for the things that are challenging, even if they're passion projects, even if the things that they don't necessarily make money, they don't really are that justified socially, or like within your life, you don't feel like it's justifiable to do it because it's not making money, it's not really like developing like any, or like creating any obvious outcomes in your life. But I believe that the fact that you're challenging yourself, the fact that you're pushing yourself, can make you grow even further and make your life better, you know? Yeah, that's where I'm at, but I really like this. If you have any thoughts, I would love to keep discussing this. Like, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any ideas or any thoughts of, or even examples of what are the passion projects that you might be doing, that you want to talk about more. I love this conversation. I think it's really cool, and it definitely made me think quite a lot. But I definitely want to keep entertaining this idea. Yeah, so please let me know if you have any more follow-up on this. Let me know. Really cool. Ah, yeah, I had one final point on this before I forget. I think that you should be able to get to a point where whatever you do looks effortless on the outside, but is actually challenging in the inside. You know, like that's kind of like a level of mastery when you can do something. Like I don't know, some writers just seem to be able to write effortlessly, and they just produce books just like that. Or it seems that maybe a filmmaker is just like making a film like very quick and like effortlessly. Um, I like it when like masters, people that are really good at something, make things look effortless, even though behind the scenes things are actually challenging. That was my thought about that. But yeah, if you have any more thoughts on that, definitely let me know. Um, Parash Sharma, really appreciate your work, and there's lots to learn from you. I really appreciate that. That's really nice of you. Thank you so much. Let's see what else we got. Hello, what's up, man? How are you? Good to have you here. Things that are interesting. Sani, why did I mispronounce my own name? Santi. Hey, Minds, good to have you here. Let me know if you have any questions. We'd love to cover them. Great having you here. Thank you for always coming back to the stream. Okay, so yeah, following up on the previous conversation about different apps for different jobs, right? So do you think of the app ecosystem? Rough draft apps like plants, which take the nutrients from the ground, while organizing apps like consumers in food chain, which refine it into better things. Yeah, this is interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this kind of related to how people talk about, excuse me, they talk about like their nodes as digital gardens, and then there's a seed that becomes a tree that becomes like that kind of stuff. I mean, I like the idea. I just don't use it for myself because it's kind of weird and hippie. But I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Either way, I don't think it's a bad idea to see things in metaphor like that. It's just always kind of funny when I see it being overused. But let me just reread what you said just to make sure that I get you. So, do you think of the app ecosystem? Rough draft apps like plants, which take the nutrients from the ground, while organizing apps. Ah, okay. No. I totally misunderstood what you were saying. I thought you were talking about digital gardens and metaphors. No, okay. This is really interesting. Okay, let me dissect it. I might need to take some notes on what you're saying because it's really interesting, and I definitely want to make sure I understand what you're saying because okay, I think I like it. I think I like it. Let's see. Okay, let's go to Obsidian. Okay, so on one side we have, okay, so this is ecosystem, right? And on one side we have rough draft apps, and these are plants which take nutrients in the ground, right? And then on the other side we have organization apps, and these are like consumers in food chain, which refine it into better things. Yeah, definitely want to make sure that this is your thought. Analogy. Yeah, so okay, let's dissect this. This is really interesting. There we go. Okay, so you have like kind of this year of like ecosystems, right? You have rough draft apps. Can you give me an example of which one would you consider a rough draft apps? Is it something like Obsidian within that category? I mean, it sounds like it. I would probably put it there, So let's just put it there for now, Like let's just give example apps. Yeah, perhaps Obsidian, like a place where you just like put your nodes together, maybe Notion, maybe even Logseq, and organization apps, which in my head are more about, like organizing tasks and projects. So in here, I would put something like, yeah, example apps. Well, Notion too, Notion can definitely be in both categories, I would say, because Notion can definitely help you organize things. Todoist, Amazing Marvin, which is the one that I use. You can't see that. There you go. Amazing Marvin. Okay. Now let's dissect this, okay? Let's try to break it down because I like the idea. So rough draft apps, right? Like these apps where you can just take notes on, generally. Yeah, there we go. So Okay, so the rough draft apps, the ones where you take notes, is how I'm gonna say it. Maybe I'm just gonna say general note taking. These are plants which take nutrients from the ground. Okay, so because you're taking information from elsewhere, right? You're taking information from other sources, like from things you read, from things you watch, from all this kind of stuff, right? Yeah, okay, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. So it's similar to the analogy of plants which take nutrients from the grounds, right? The plant actually takes its surroundings and gets its nutrients from the surroundings, right? Yeah, and then organization apps are consumer in food chain, refining to better things. Oh man, this is really complicated. I thought it'd be simpler, but I like the idea. I mean, I definitely like it. I've never seen it this way, but it's really cool. So consumers in food chain, organizational apps. It's very interesting. I'm not 100% sure. I like the first one. I completely agree with the first one. Like note taking apps are like plants which take nutrients from the ground, right? Like you take from elsewhere and you turn it into personal knowledge. You read something and you turn it into your own personal knowledge. And then organization apps, which I'm categorizing as task managers and project managers. These are like consumers in food chain, refining to better things. I'm not so sure about that one, to be honest. But let me know if you guys have any ideas. Like I like the analogy. I like the metaphor. If anyone can contribute to it with like maybe how you would say comparing to nature. If you think there's an analogy, there's a really cool concept. What is it called? Do I have it in my notes? What is it called? Yeah, I mean, I'm reorganizing certain things. I don't think I'll be able to find it. But there's a science, or there's kind of like a study of turning things from the natural world into design, or like designing based on the natural world. You know? But yeah, we'll definitely keep breaking this down. I think it's really interesting. But yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thank you for the awesome thoughts. School's been stressing. What did I miss? Yeah, we're just talking what is productivity. Actually, guys, what is productivity to you? You know, I love to ask you that question and see what you think. So let's actually write it down. Let's write it down in here. You should be able to see it on the screen now. Well, not yet. There we go. Productivity. Yeah, what is productivity? That's the general question that today we want to discuss. Okay, so Paris has a really good question. Let me just see if the text-to-speech is working today. Hopefully it will.
Paras Sharmu, if you have deadline near and you not able to start because of overwhelming things you have to manage happens every time, as in architecture student breaking tasks in small tasks didn't work for me.
Okay, that's a really cool question. So if you have a deadline near, right? So you have a project that is coming soon and you feel overwhelmed by it, right? Like you feel like you have a lot to do in little time. You have to manage. Happens every time as an architecture student. Breaking tasks into small tasks didn't work for me. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a general advice that a lot of people give, and I think it helps. And it's kind of like the default answer that anyone would give you. Let me see if I can come up with something better that could help you. I think you follow up a question with something else, as everything is so interrelated. Paris, let me know. Okay, I really like it. Yeah, so Paris, actually, let me know. It's a really good question. So, like, here's what I would advise. I mean, definitely. For me, like breaking things into smaller tasks does help. But if that's not helping you, I mean, honestly, if you haven't done this yet, I know it could be a bit of generic advice if you already do this, but like having something like a Pomodoro timer, something like 25 minutes of focus, 5 minutes of break. That is one of the things that helps me the most last week. And I think that's in my playlist of previous live streams. You can check it out on my website if not. In the YouTube channel playlist. But yeah, I did kind of a study with me session, which was focusing in Pomodoros, as it's called. So like it just consists of 25 minutes of focus, 5 minutes of break. For me, that really helps a lot because at the end of the day, you just gotta sit down and do the work. However, I do recommend having like a nice system, like whether you prefer paper or an application, definitely having a place where you can keep track of everything really helps for me. It's definitely hard for me to give good advice without really knowing like more background. So actually let me know, like, are these kind of like deadlines something that they give you some project and you need to finish it like literally in a couple of days? Do you have weeks? Do you have months? What are these projects like? And also, like, do you already feel like you have a good system, or what is your note-taking system consist of? Let me know. Yeah, definitely I can be of more help if I have a bit more of an idea of how you work and what are your needs. But yeah, great question. I love it. Gabdi, thank you for being here. So, idea. It should be hard enough to add to use something new, but not hard enough to stop you from trying. Okay, yeah, so this was based on, like, we were talking about challenging things. Should passion projects be challenging or not? It should be hard enough to add to you something new. Yeah, so like to get something out of it, but not hard enough to stop you from trying. That's a good, that's a really, really good point. Like, like we were talking about making things effortless, the passion projects or like anything that you're working on in general projects, like should it be something challenging or effortless, like easy, and I like this balance. Yeah, like it's definitely nice, like hard enough to challenge you to bring something new to your life, but not so challenging and so hard that you won't do it, that you won't start. I like that. Yeah, like make things easy to start, right? Yeah, let's see what Samyak is saying. Let's check it out.
Same yak Dartiladar. I would say Raindrop is the first stage where you just collect the data, while Obsidian is the refinement by connecting it to the other ideas, while in my case Notion is final draft.
Or my blog. I don't know why the voice always cuts out at the end, but yeah. Okay, yeah, no, that's a nice workflow. So you have like it's kind of a funnel, like classic idea of the funnel. Okay, do I want to share this with you or is it too random? I'll share it with you. Help me refine the idea because it's still kind of, in early stages and I want to kind of see if I can turn this into a methodology of note taking. But I like this, like it's a funnel. You have like your general place or your general application, in your case Raindrop, where you collect information, you collect data. And then from there, you refine it by going down to Obsidian. And then Notion is the final draft. Okay, so let me see if the analogy works. Okay, the funnel, right? So like the idea of the funnel is just that things get broad and that they get narrow as they keep getting more specific. This is kind of combined with an idea that I've heard, but like if you think about it in the sense of an hourglass. So I actually have a very convenient tattoo in here. Camera 2. Like I have my tattoo. Oh man, I'm getting too far away from the microphone. Let me get you closer. Okay, yeah. Woo! So I have the tattoo of the hourglass, right? What if we see note-taking and these projects, like the things that we work on, as an hourglass, like you get the first bit where you collect information. By the way, this is not a video of this tattoo. It means something else to me, but I have an hourglass conveniently in my arm. So yeah, either way, you have like information that you're collecting at the very top of it. And then as you narrow down and you get more specific and you actually start narrowing this information into something more useful, I think over time, instead of just being a funnel that narrows down, then you need to broaden your reach and actually start making this information into output into the world. And as this output comes out into the world, it becomes something else. It becomes larger than the original concept that it was at the start. I also believe, I have another analogy for this. I'm going to share it since we're in the hourglass right now. But yeah, this is for people that don't just want to have one interest in life or one passion or one hobby, but rather you want to create different things throughout your life, different ideas, and you want to share different types of creative output into the world. I think the hourglass thing also works, which is kind of like explore your interests in the broad way. Explore your interests like kind of broadly. Explore several things in life, different interests that you might have, develop different skills. Then perhaps experiment what is it like to narrow down, and again, going back to the hourglass. Camera 2. Going back to the hourglass, you're exploring different interests in life. Then you might try what is it like to narrow down, what is it like to specialize on something, or niche down as they call it. But then to me, that's not enough. I don't find that fulfilling being an expert in one topic. I find that later you want to broaden your reach about the different things that you're doing. Now that you are good at something, you can kind of say that skill is going to help you throughout your life. It's going to help you open more opportunities, and then try expanding your reach on the different things that you want to do and exploring life again. And it's kind of like a continuous hourglass that just keeps going and going. I don't know. I mean, I need to refine that idea. It's kind of all over the place right now, to be honest. But I hope you find it somewhat interesting and useful. Memento Mori for why Santi has the hourglass tattoo. You know it. Yeah, it's definitely part of Memento Mori. So like, for those of you not familiar, Memento Mori is from a Stoic philosophy. I practice Stoicism. It's not a religion. It's nothing crazy. In case you're not familiar, it's just a philosophy, a way of living, just some ideas to live better. And I actually have a podcast. If you haven't checked it out, you can go to my website, santiago.com. Should be on the description. And then you can go to all podcasts, or you can actually go straight to here, the Creative Stoic Podcast. So yeah, in here, you can listen in your favorite app. And yeah, I talk a lot about philosophy because to me, it's an important thing in life. I think it's like the most important thing that you need to work on first before doing anything else. It has definitely helped me tons in life. And yeah, Memento Mori just means remember your mortality. Remember that one day you might die. Remember that this life is not forever, so we really need to make the most of it and appreciate it while we have it. Because, there's just so many people that have existed throughout time, so many humans, and we are the only ones lucky enough to live in the present, to be actually alive. So yeah, this tattoo definitely means something like that. However, if you're curious, it also kind of means tempus fugit, which in Latin means time flies, or time flees actually is the correct one, but like time flies, you get the idea. Like the meaning of this tattoo specifically related to the idea of Memento Mori is also that whenever time passes, it never comes back. So in my idea, like life is a one-sided hourglass where you can't flip it around, but rather the sands of time, your life, fades away. So like this is all we got out of our life. It's kind of YOLO. Kind of like YOLO, but more profound, hopefully. It's better than YOLO, but yeah, either way. Thank you for noticing. That's super nice. I've been thinking about getting a tattoo that is specifically just Memento Mori. This one is partially Memento Mori, but it's also time flies. Yeah, so I've been thinking about like maybe in the future getting a Memento Mori tattoo more specific to Memento Mori. But yeah, Memento Mori is definitely one of my life philosophies. I really like what you said, but can you tell what's your workflow and what apps you use to achieve this? Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, so do I have it? Let me see if I have it. I was working on a flowchart of what are the apps that I use and for what purpose. Let me see if I find it real quick. I was definitely kind of refining it. Let me just check it. I have a couple of flowcharts in here. I want to see if this is useful. I mean, like for instance, well, yeah, this is not the correct flowchart, but just to show you what is it that I'm looking for, like, this kind of stuff. This one is more for like business stuff, like the channel, how I run certain aspects of it. Yeah, so sorry, I don't think I've developed one proper flowchart. I did work on this other flowchart that is kind of like the different apps that I went through as I was exploring productivity and like where I started and when I moved from there. Like what are the apps that get me started into productivity and when I started actually using others. But yeah, okay, when it comes to actually the apps that I use, yeah, I don't have it well organized enough. I think I have an old blog post on it. Let me see if I find it. If not, I'll just tell you briefly what are the apps that I use, but I think I have some graphics to show you this, so let me just show you. Let me see if I find it quick. In the meantime, water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
Okay, yeah, I kind of found it. However, keep in mind that it's not super updated. I definitely kind of changed certain things, but yeah, here's a little graphic that I had. Oh man, kind of pixelated, but yeah, never mind. So yeah, Obsidian. Woo! My voice cracked in there. So Obsidian for knowledge management, Zetocasting, ideas drafting, learning notes, blog writing tool, which kind of recently has changed a little bit to another one called Scrivener, which is where I'm writing more stuff like books that I'm writing and blog posts too. However, I'm still kind of undecided on that. Notion for advanced dynamic tables, which I'm still using for, and collaboration. I definitely use it for those purposes. Vim, more advanced stuff for like, you know, configuring certain applications, especially in Linux. Spacemacs, this one I use for like, I don't do much programming, but all the programming that I do is in Spacemacs, which is kind of Emacs. It's an advanced program, kind of complicated, but really, really powerful. I love it. Welling is an app that I use that I've actually been planning to make a video on, hopefully coming soon. This one is for mood boards, and actually like this is more for like the design work that I do. So as you can see in my channel, my thumbnails are kind of like 3D designs. So yeah, there you can see them. They're like 3D artwork. So yeah, I use Welling to organize that for more artistic purposes, kind of references, photos, and yeah, some inspiration and stuff like that. VS Code, I was using it in the past. I don't really use it much anymore. I prefer Spacemacs. However, VS Code or Atom are the ones that I definitely recommend for those of you wanting to get started into that kind of stuff. Okay, this definitely changed. Task Warrior was one that I was using in the past, but now I use something called Amazing Marvin, and I just love it. So Amazing Marvin is one of my favorite apps. This one is for task management and is really, really cool. Super easy to use, but also very powerful. Yeah, I'm definitely planning on making videos on that, but I'm really sorry because I've been postponing that one for ages, so we'll see. And yeah, in the terminal, yeah, there's more geeky stuff. You don't really need to use that necessarily. That's kind of my workflow. However, I've recently added a couple more things. For instance, My Mind, this one right here. So just called mymind.com. Pretty cool, pretty nice. Like it's for managing bookmarks. For a cheaper solution for this, I honestly think Google Keep is pretty decent. That's a free one. This is very related to the previous video that I made called, you know, free productivity apps when nobody tells you. It's kind of like what is the real cost of free? What is the real cost behind like using paid apps versus free apps? And I think something like My Mind versus Google Keep is definitely something that you need to keep these things in mind for. I'll just link it in the chat for now in case you want to check it out. But yeah, I save things in My Mind in this application. Then I also take notes in another one called Annotate. This is one of my favorite ones. I made a video on it. If you want to check it out, it's called, where's it called? Yeah, how to take notes from YouTube videos. This one right here. So yeah, this one right here. Definitely check it out if you want to. I love it because it's this app right here, and I just grab different videos from YouTube and I can take notes straight into the more important parts of it. So for instance, if I just show you an example, yeah, we're just learning some technical stuff about how to, let me just see. There you go. Do I have notes in this one? No, this is the one that I didn't take much notes on. Let me try to find another one. I think it's this one. Yeah, okay, here I have a couple. So, you know, you can jump to different parts of the video, and it's pretty cool to just be able to save things very quickly. And also this connects to Readwise, which connects to Obsidian. So yeah, it's an advanced workflow. It's definitely complicated just to set up. But yeah, hopefully it will get easier over time, and it's really cool. I love it. So yeah, that's how I collect information. That's how I learn things. And then I turn things into Zetocasting, which I have a very complicated system that I'm trying to make it easier to learn. Yeah, but there you go. Let's see what else you guys are asking. Tons of cool questions. Just watched the Study With Me session. That's awesome. Glad you watched that. I appreciate it. We'll definitely see if we do more of those in the future. Yeah, I love this topic. So yeah, let me actually make my assistant read it so that I can take a little break from speaking.
Same yak dartiladar about challenging versus effortless. I say stretch zone, where the task you are doing are just above the skill level so that it is interesting and challenging but not too hard that you are discouraged.
Discourage. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's a really cool term. I really like that a lot. Did you come up with the stretch zone? That's really cool. Um, yeah, I also was thinking about. Yeah, I was working with a friend a couple of years ago. We were actually starting a business on Stoicism. We were wanting to kind of like sell what were they called? Like yeah, like planners. Like kind of like a notebook with cues for like reflecting on your philosophical life and so on, and just like improving yourself. And we were calling it the Stoic Edge. So we're talking about the edge as is a stretch zone that you're describing, kind of like the barrier where you can just push yourself a little further. It's just getting out of your comfort zone. However, I like what you're saying. Like the stretch zone is just like that midpoint before it's too discouraging. So no, I like that a lot. That's really cool. Da, 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 da. So yeah, Sandor is talking to Paris about like, I would consider looking at it from a bigger picture perspective. Why do you want to do it? How can you reframe it something you really want to do? Yeah, that's really good insight. Let's see what Paris says to that. Thanks for the advice. Projects are like design architecture projects, and deadline is to complete design part as well as documenting and presenting part. But problem comes is both keep changing again and again, and in this process I could get overwhelmed and not able to manage my stuff and end up never getting stuff done in time. Yeah, so like the problem comes is both keep changing again and again. In this process I get overwhelmed. I didn't fully understand the part where you said but problem comes is both keep changing again and again. What keeps changing? The project? Either way, I mean that overwhelm that you feel is definitely what who was it? Let me just check. Yeah, what Samyak was talking about, the stretch zone, right? But of course these are things that you're meant to do. These are projects that you're sent. I believe that you're in university, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Like I've definitely gotten on ruts where I just have like so much work stuff that I don't want to do, especially at university. Like now kind of running this YouTube channel and kind of like my business and making a living out of this is definitely challenging. I have certain projects that sometimes I'm like, I wish I could just freely work on passion projects right now, but there's definitely certain things I have to do sometimes. Thankfully I have a really cool job where I managed to kind of like decide what are the things that I can work on and want to work on. But like yeah, there's always things that are outside of your control, things that just need to be done. And I don't know, like it's all about awareness, like learning to know yourself, how you work best. Would it be better for you to just like literally put your head down and start working like crazy and just get things over with so that you're less stressed? Or maybe spacing it out throughout days? Like there's a lot of things that these are more about knowing yourself and actually learning to understand what is the best way that you can work on these things. Like yeah, I'm sorry I can't be of more help. It's really tricky. It's very difficult to avoid this overwhelming feeling that you have. Yeah, I mean, definitely try different techniques. Pomodoro technique could definitely help you. Yeah, like developing a nice organizational system, if you don't have one already, could help you. But a lot of this is kind of like the way that you feel, and this is kind of dealing with your emotions, which I believe comes into something way more philosophical and more difficult to talk about perhaps. But yeah, keep in mind, like the Stoic teaching that I love the most is the dichotomy of control, which is there are things that are in our control and the things that are not in our control. And what we must do in order to have a calm and good life is to let go of the things that we don't have control over. So if these projects keep changing for you and they keep being things that overwhelm you, try to see where are the areas that you have control over. Can you improve yourself? To quote, this quote is incredible, by Jim Rohn. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better, right? Or don't hope it was easier, hope you were better, So like, it's kind of, you can't control how difficult certain things in life are, but you can definitely control how you respond to them and how much you develop yourself to become better at doing them. If there's certain things in your control that you can change, such as like, I don't know, like talking to people, like asking for help, reflecting on certain life choices, those things are in your control. But the amount of work that you're given, I think, yeah, I think it's more about managing your emotions, and I think that can definitely, because the overwhelm that you feel, the anxiety can definitely be deeper than just having a productivity system. However, there's definitely productivity techniques that can help you. But yeah, hope that helps. Hope that helps at all. I really, really hope and wish you the best of luck dealing with this, because I definitely know what you're going through. Good thing he doesn't jump naked around a bonfire and sacrifice pigs. It's just a simple philosophy. Yeah, that's true. Stoic philosophy. Yeah, it's a simple philosophy. That made me laugh. That's funny. If you feel overwhelmed with tasks, just focus on one thing to build momentum. It's better than nothing. Yeah, that's true. Sander saying, "What's up, Sander? Good to see you." You can use apps like TickTick and Amazing Marvin to help you structure tasks and schedule your time. Yeah, Amazing Marvin again is my currently favorite one that I use every day. I'll definitely be making a video on it at some point soon. I know I've been promising that for ages, but yeah, I definitely gotta do one. What is the difference between SpaceMax and Doom Emacs? I'm thinking about getting into Emacs to see how it compares to Obsidian. So if you're already happy with Obsidian and you really like it, then Emacs might not be the best for you in general. However, if you're interested into like learning a bit more about code and like organizing different things that go beyond just note taking but actually more into code, I think Emacs is definitely way better than Obsidian at that, because Obsidian is not really made for code. Obsidian is just way easier to use. Emacs is incredible because it's customizable. Man, I mean, it's a shame. I'm so ashamed of myself because I haven't installed Emacs in this new computer yet. I have it in my laptop, and whenever I need it, I go to my laptop. So I can't really show you the screen in my laptop like this. So I wish I could show you a bit better. But it's really powerful. Like some people call it a text editor. Some others call it like an operating system even. And it's just a really cool environment where you can customize a lot of things, but you definitely need to spend a lot of time learning. Now, if you do want to learn, I have a couple of resources for you. Scene 2. So the most important part of Emacs is org mode. So there's a really cool playlist by Rainer. This guy's really cool, man. I love this guy. He's a German dad. And he has really, really good videos on org mode. Here it is. So yeah, just search for org mode, Rainer. I don't think you can see that in here. Oh man, let me just clear this thing. There it is. Okay, so let me actually zoom into that. Org mode by Rainer. And it's a playlist that you find on YouTube, and I'll learn everything from him. And it's really cool. So definitely take a look. He gives you some overviews. These are very good videos, very concise. Not super high production, but definitely super valuable. And general Emacs. There's another guy that I really love. Can't remember his name though, because this was ages ago. Oh no, what was his name? He's a teacher. Let me see if I find it like that. Where is it? Oh man, I can't. Mike. I think it's Mike something. Mike. Oh shit. I misspelled that. Come on, I gotta find it. Now I gotta find it. Here it is, yeah. Mike Samansky. These guys has really, really cool videos on Emacs, and they're super helpful. What? No way, didn't realize he was still making videos. That's awesome. No way, 2 hours ago. I'll definitely check this out. He's such a cool guy. He's a great teacher, and yeah, he teaches you Emacs in case you are curious about that. There we go. Cool, hope that helps. What else we got? Is there a free alternative to Anki-Flow? I don't think I'm familiar with that. Anki-Flow. This is not related to Anki, is it? Ankiflow.com. I'll save this to check it out later properly, but that's so cool. Available for Mac and Windows. Let's just take a quick look at this video. mean, it's really cool so far. What do you guys think? Oh wow, it even has like a scheduling calendar thing. Ah, okay, yeah, it's not that advanced. But it still looks really good. I use Calendar Hero and I love it for that purpose. But I really like the integration with email. That looked really, really cool. And then what was he showing at the beginning in here? Automatically collected. So, okay, seems like it collects from different applications, right? So it seems like it's actually connected to Todoist. So is it even trying to be an alternative to Todoist? There's another one from Trello. So, I mean, I think this is incredible for people that actually maybe have like different projects and they're collaborating with different people on different apps. And it definitely becomes overwhelming to find a way to merge them all. Now, of course, this is as limited as the number of integration it has. For instance, right now I'm using a lot of Amazing Marvin and Taskade, and I doubt it will have integrations for those two. ClickUp would be nice too, but either way, that's incredible. I really like the idea. So yeah, it's coming from different sources and it's all in one place. And you can also create tasks from the clipboard. Really cool concept. I'm sorry, I don't know about any like free alternatives to this because this looks incredible. Let's just take a look at the pricing. Oh wow, yeah, that's very premium. $15. I mean, I definitely see a marketplace for this type of stuff. How about the yearly 2 weeks free trial premium? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a premium app. Premium pricing, like it's definitely kind of expensive, especially if this does not replace your other to-do apps. You know, if it could be like your one place for task management, then it could be fine perhaps. But if you still need Todoist and you still need like other paid services, then it sounds a bit expensive. However, I mean, I'm willing to try it. I might give it a go. It's really cool. Sorry, I don't know about any free alternatives for this, but yeah, either way, it's really cool. Let me actually save it. I want to just save it real quick. Oh man, my shortcut is broken. I have a shortcut and I made a video about this where you can just like select and paste it in Markdown. I made a video about this if you want to check it out. I think it's called something like copy links into Obsidian quicker or something like that. Yeah, but really cool. No, thanks Paris. That is definitely something I'll check out and I appreciate. And I'm sorry I can't be of help to you, letting you know of a free alternative. But yeah, either way, thanks for the recommendation. It's really cool. If you guys have any other recommendations of apps that you like me to check out, either right now or in future videos, that's really cool. That voice command was hilarious. Sorry.
No worries, boss. We are all good.
Yeah, I want to add other like funny stuff. Yeah, but my favorite one is like when I say camera 2. Camera 2. Camera 1, please.
That's better. You got to say please.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, it took me a while to set up, but I want to set up more funny things like that. I think it'd be really cool. Copy and click the link from above. Yeah, I'm thinking about dabbing around code just to play with it. Yeah, definitely get into it. Atom is definitely one of the easiest to get started, but if you're curious by Emacs, like if you're curious in Emacs, definitely give it a go. It's a really cool application. What exactly do you use Emacs for? What do you mean by advanced config files programming? Okay. So, really wish there was an easy way for me to share the screen of my laptop into the stream. I really can't do that right now, but let me just show you what I mean, even if I have to just like show the camera. So, camera 2. You know, so like, I'm gonna have to show you like this, I'm sorry. But yeah, either way, the idea is that I have, like this is the terminal, and this is where I have my files. And configuration files are certain things such as like, this is something called Ranger. If I want to modify the way it looks, the way it works, then I would go to configuration files that I can go in Emacs or I can go in here in the terminal. I tend to use Emacs for this. Let me just see if I can show you an example. Config. Yeah, so let me see what could be a good example. Yeah, okay, so for instance here I have, well, I mean, you can't really see anything, but like in here I can access different like files, and here I just like modify. It's like modifying applications, but rather than going to the settings, you go to text. You just modify things from code. And I use Emacs for that. Let me just open Emacs so that you know what it looks like at least a little bit. So yeah, this is Emacs. More particularly is Spacemacs. However, if you're into Doom, Emacs is pretty similar and is really good as well. So like, yeah, either one is fine. I've used both, and I just have more things already set up in Spacemacs. That's why I use it, but it's really cool. So like in here, you can like actually navigate your files. It takes a while to set everything up, but like if I go to projects and I go to Obsidian, yeah, here for instance, I have the code. You can't really see anything, I'm sorry, but yeah, either way, you have like the code for like a theme that I'm creating, for instance. Yeah, I mean, this is terrible, like you can't see anything, so like maybe next time I'll try to find a way to show you from this computer because you can't see much. But yeah, config files and this kind of stuff are just like for configuring certain applications from text files, or just actually just writing your code on certain things. I'm not a programmer necessarily, but I do write some CSS, especially because I like building themes, such as this one that I made in Obsidian, or the one that I made in Logseq. Let me just open Logseq for you. I've been having some issues between Logseq and Obsidian, so I just need to do some refreshes. Ah, there we go. Perfect. This is working. Yeah, so like these two themes that I created, I made with CSS in Emacs. You know, like that is kind of the idea. Let me just pair these apps up like that. There we go. Yeah, so as you can see, this is Logseq and this is Obsidian, and they look pretty similar in colors because I customized it to look that way, you know. So that's what I did with Emacs. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Either way, we might move to Logseq right now to just do certain things. I need to fix some of the code of this. You see this thing? You see that little problem? That's my fault, I think, because yesterday there was a really cool update for Logseq, but I think it kind of broke my theme a little bit. So yeah, it does a little thing and it's really weird. I don't think it's an easy fix, but I definitely need to do that from a laptop because I just have my whole code in there for this theme. But yeah, either way. Water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
Thank you for sharing. My pleasure. That's what I'm here for. Let me know if you have any more questions. I'm happy to help. Yeah, that sounds difficult. I think there might be some plugins in Obsidian to work with mathematical nodes. You probably already are familiar with LaTeX. Just take a quick look. Is there any LaTeX? I mean, some people call it LaTeX, so I just really don't know what it's called. But yeah, either way, let's just see. There might be some plugins instead of Obsidian for that. LaTeX. Yeah, there we go. So quick LaTeX for Obsidian. So yeah, that could definitely help. You probably already are familiar with that, but just in case. What would you say are the limitations of Stoic philosophy? Oh wow, what a great question. Thank you, Samyak. I love that. There's actually, you know, I mean, okay, first let me just give you a resource, because I think if you want to read, if you're really interested and you want to read more about it, Mark Manson, this guy, great writer, he talks about it. He has a blog post about it. Let me actually just Google it. Mark Manson, Stoicism. He actually very, like, I don't know. He says he's not a Stoic. To me, he's a Stoic. The way he behaves, the way he writes, he's very Stoic, but I respect what he says, and he says he's not a Stoic, and these are his reasons why. And I think these counter arguments are some of the most valid I've seen against Stoicism. Of course, he says first, like, what Stoicism gets right, what it gets wrong. Where is it? Let me see. Does he have a table of contents? Because there's one point from here that I really think could be the limitation of Stoicism. No. There's no table of contents, I don't think. Is there? No. Either way, there's one really good point that I took from here, actually. So, well, yeah, I mean, this is true. I would still be able to argue against this. It's impossible to be entirely rational. I just feel that Stoics... Let me just make this dark. That's horrible. Yeah, there we go. So, I mean, yeah, Stoics in the past definitely were talking a lot about how rationality, like, that is our purpose as humans, you know? So, like, the purpose of a chair is to be sat on, you know? The purpose of a desk is to put things on top of it. The purpose of a bottle is to put water in it. Some other people put alcohol, but I don't drink. Like everything has its purpose. The purpose of a computer is to be used, to do digital stuff. Who knows? The purpose of a phone is to talk through it and scroll on social media. What is the purpose, or actually the function? That's the right word. I'm sorry. Let's start again. The function of a desk is to put things on it. The purpose of a chair is to sit in it. The function of a chair is to sit in it. The function of a human is to use a reason, because that is the only thing that no other animal, no other living creature can do. So that is why the Stoics advocate so much for rationality. But they didn't really have science, that they probably weren't as aware of the fact that emotions really guide us, and emotions are the things that are the main things that help us make decisions. I feel like Stoics, the flaw that they had was like, and the limitation was that they thought we could trump and overcome emotions through rationality. And yeah, I don't think that's true. I've actually changed my mind about that in the past, and I think that's an important thing to keep in mind. And if you're more interested in that, I think Mark Manson's book, a book about hope, let's just see, a book about hope. Everything is man, this is just so hilarious, such a hilarious title. But this book talks a lot about the differences. What am I doing? The differences, and how we can actually see and find a balance between reason and emotion. I definitely love to talk more about this, but yeah, in my head, in my opinion, I think the limitation of Stoicism is its lack of acknowledgement for how much emotion actually plays a part. And I think one of the reasons why that is because it's an old philosophy. I think most of its things is completely relevant to modern life. However, like the perhaps misconception of how important emotions are in our daily actions and thoughts, maybe that's one of the limitations, like undermining the power of emotions and how much they take over our lives. Yeah, that's where I am. But of course, Stoicism it also helps you accept your emotions. It's just that the emphasis, unfortunately, is a bit more on controlling emotions rather than accepting emotions. And I think all we can really do is accept emotions. Because of you, I've decided to learn Vim. That's incredible. Best resources to learn Vim. Yeah, so the Vim tutor, you probably are already familiar with it, Vim tutor. This is definitely the best way to learn. Like, yeah, here it is, it's just text. And when you download official Vim, it just walks you through a set of tutorials. It took me a week to learn Vim, to be honest, and then it took me way longer to master it. If you're talking about the particular Vim shortcuts, then you can learn this inside of Obsidian, right? But if you are actually talking about the terminal app Vim, then yeah, there's definitely Vim tutor. There's another one, Vim. There's a book. There's a really good book on Vim. Mastering Vim quickly. Yeah, this book would really, really help you if you're really trying to get good at Vim. So it's called From WTF to OMG in No Time. Yeah, this book is awesome. You can also subscribe to the guy that writes this book to his newsletter, and he sends you a lot of like pro tips and stuff like that. So that's really cool. By the way, hey, thanks for being here. As Asurn XO, cool name. Let's see what else we got, guys. Okay, we have another cool question. Let's check this out.
Same yak Dartiladar, is there an app in which you plan a schedule and then review it like two calendars? The planned calendar and the actual one. We can compare the planning and execution and see how we fail.
We fail in execution. So okay, let me revisit that idea. So an app in which you can plan a schedule and then review it, like two calendars. The planned calendar and the actual one. Yeah, Amazing Marvin does have like a couple of it's like plugins, but they call them strategies that might be able to help you. However, I haven't implemented that, so I'm not 100% sure how that would work. If anyone else knows of something like that, definitely let Samyak know, because I'm not completely aware of something like that. Maybe you could kind of come up with your own solution within Amazing Marvin, perhaps in Notion, but yeah, I'm not really sure. La, 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 la. Cool. Guys, I'm gonna take a little bathroom break just because I feel I need it. So let me just write that in here, like a little be right back. But yeah, I'll be right back real quick. So don't go anywhere. Oops, wait, I have two messages overlapping. Oh, this is from the Pomodoro session, like from the study with me. So be right back. Literally in 2 minutes. Yeah, be right back. Bathroom break, camera 2. Enjoy the music. I'll crank it up for you a little. Camera 2. Be right back. See you in a second. I'll leave this in here. Thanks for your patience, as always appreciated. Okay, let's lower the volume a little bit. There we go, cool. Okay, let's get back to it. So let me just remove this beer back and camera 1. Okay, so I actually have quite a few to catch up. Yeah, what is productivity, guys? We forgot to get to this. So what is productivity to you, you know? Let me know what you think. Love to know what you think. Oh man, there's a lot of comments. I'm sorry if I end up missing some of your comments. I might not be able to get to all of them. Let me just quickly scan which ones are the more interesting ones. I'm trying to see. SpaceMax or Doom Emacs? Go for Doom Emacs. The reason why I'm using SpaceMax is because I got started into it and then I just set so many things up that by the time I tried to move to Doom Emacs, I just couldn't be bothered to start from zero. Doom Emacs has the advantage that it's quicker. I think it has a bit more resources online. However, yeah, I mean, I also love SpaceMax. I don't think it's a bad choice, but yeah, Doom Emacs is faster. If speed is important to you, especially how long it takes for the app to open, yeah, then definitely Doom Emacs is way faster than SpaceMax. I don't know anything about Emacs, confused whether to begin learning Vim or Emacs a few days ago, but I finally decided to, yeah, definitely go for Vim. And the reason why SpaceMax or Doom Emacs are way better, in my opinion, than Emacs itself is because it works with Vim shortcuts. So either way, learn Vim is going to help you, because then if you want to get into Emacs, you can just use Vim shortcuts inside of Emacs by using either SpaceMax or Doom Emacs. It's called Evil Mode. It's really cool. Emacs consume on average, not really sure to be honest. Not maybe, yeah, I'm not really sure. Just use Vim. No, I mean, that's the thing, you know, like, and that's something I really like about Spacemacs, the way that they advertise themselves. Here it is. The best editor is neither Emacs nor Vim. It's Vim in Emacs. That's why Spacemacs is so cool. And Doom Emacs kind of has a similar philosophy. So yeah, that's why I think that's really cool. I'm using Emacs over Vim because it's much more flexible and extensive. So yeah, again, I think Vim inside of Emacs is the most powerful thing you can do. Yeah, I mean, I did have a lot of plugins inside of Vim, but I was always just a Vim guy and never wanted to touch Emacs, but then I realized that Emacs has a lot going on, especially because of org mode. Org mode is incredible. Org mode makes Emacs. Yeah, or NeoVim. But yeah, honestly, Spacemacs or Doom Emacs is the way to go for me. Interesting. I think they're both like... There's a meme, let me see if I find it. Vim versus Emacs learning curve. There's a learning curve. Let me see if I find the image. If not, I'll yeah, here it is. Okay. Okay, check it out. So, let me just close this. Okay, classical learning curves from some common editors. Notepad, you don't really need to learn anything. It's just like that. Pico, I don't know that one, but either way, Visual Studio Code, you learn it, and then like, you know, like there's not much out of it. Vim, or VI as some call it just goes like this, and then so like, you know, you start, it's difficult all the way, and Emacs is just a crazy spiral. It is a rabbit hole, that is true. I think they're both difficult, to be honest. But yeah, to me, like, learning Vim and then learning Emacs is the best thing you can do. So yeah, I always recommend learning Vim first, because then you can really make use of Vim inside of Emacs, and that is just like the best way to go about it. Let's see what else we got. Man, there was a lot of like a lot of talk about Emacs and Vim, but I'm glad people are interested in that. Watch more videos of Ryan Holiday for more stoicism. Yeah, or read his books. I'm reading his latest book, and it's really cool. It's called Courage is Calling. No, man, his books are just incredible. Like, it's this one right here, Courage is Calling, and I love it. I would recommend starting with maybe Ego is the Enemy. Maybe that's his best book. Ego is the Enemy. I absolutely love it. I have some book notes that I want to share on this. Coming soon. That's a project that I want to bring soon sometime. But yeah, either way. Yeah, definitely Ryan Holiday is an awesome reader. An awesome writer. That is what Emacs fanboys will tell you. The famous argument is their argument, but just try Vim with more plugins. I mean, I've tried so many plugins in Vim, and org mode just wins. I'm a Vim guy, don't get me wrong. I prefer Vim. At least Vim's shortcuts, you know. I don't really like Emacs shortcuts at all. They're horrible. But org mode is just way better. There's no going around it, man. Like, org mode is the most powerful thing ever to exist. But yeah, either way, I mean, I'm sure there's ways to figure out similar things with just Vim plugins, but org mode is just too good, man. But no, I definitely know where you're coming from. I get you. I've read Mark Manson and Ryan Holiday. I have read the blog post. I do subscribe to the belief of Buddhism of Mark Manson. Yeah, I mean, Buddhism is really, really powerful philosophy. You know, some people see it as a religion, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people always correct those people, being like, "Oh, Buddhism is not a religion; it's a philosophy," and I think I agree. But no, I mean, come on, it is a religion, isn't it? Because there's definitely supernatural aspects to it, and I don't think philosophy involves itself in the supernatural. Because Buddhism talks about reincarnation, and that is beyond this life, you know? Like, yeah, some people argue that in order for things to be a religion, there needs to be a higher power, or some divine existence, you know? But like, I think Buddhism has the nirvana, you know, and that is higher power, even if there's no specific god. Yeah, I don't know. I keep going back and forth. I never make up my mind if Buddhism is a religion or a philosophy. Of course, it has a lot of philosophical aspects to it, but so does Christianity, you know? So I guess you could argue either way. Yeah, either way. No, Buddhism is great. I like Taoism a bit better than Buddhism. I love the book, the Tao Te Ching. Tao Te Ching. Here we go. Some people call it Tao, some people call it Tao. You know, it's really up to. Yeah, here it is. Is it Tao Te Ching or is it Tao Te Ching? I call it Tao Te Ching. I don't know why. This book is incredible. It's kind of like the Bible of Taoism. However, like again, well, this one doesn't have any superpowers, any divine stuff. So I see it more as a philosophy, to be honest. I don't know if you could argue that this is a religion. I would say no. But yeah, I mean, this is incredible. I prefer Taoism to Buddhism, but Buddhism has a lot of really, really insightful stuff and very useful things, and really, really important stuff like life is suffering, desire is a source of suffering. Yeah, I agree with those things. However, in modern life, like, how can you agree to that and still? Well, I mean, the concept that I really like is that everything that you think is worth doing is going to involve suffering. So suffering is not a bad thing. Suffering only needs to be endured whenever you think it's worth suffering for. So if there's things that you think in your life are worth suffering for, then go for it. You know, that's what I really like about Buddhism. Yeah, this is true. Yeah, I like this. I agree with this. I get really intrigued versus Beam has to offer. Yeah, again, I think combine them both, use SpaceMax or Domimax, and that is the way to go. I mean, if we want to get more philosophical about it, of course we want to. I just think that in the fact that rationality isn't the only thing that drives us, so it shouldn't be the only metric to judge ourselves. Yeah, that's true. Like Mark Manson talks about the car of consciousness, which is kind of like, imagine there's a car in your mind, and this car is. Let me see if I can find a little image because this is really, really cool. Car of consciousness. I think I saw an animation. The consciousness car. The consciousness. Yeah, the consciousness car. Let me see real quick. If I don't find it, I'll just explain it. Either way, yeah, I mean, there might be this video, but I mean, let me see if I can play it without audio, maybe. Oops, what did it do? No, it doesn't really have the animation. Never mind. Either way, so Mark Manson talks about, like, there's a car and there's like two parts of your brain. You can think of two cartoon brains in there. One is reason and one is emotion. We like to think that reason is driving the car, that reason can like take us wherever we need to go, and emotion sometimes they're interfering a little, right? But the way that he describes it, and that is in his book, in this one, like a book about hope. This one right here. Yeah, he talks about. I love the title. Yeah, he talks about that, right? Like, we tend to believe that reason is driving the car, but in reality, is actually emotion that is driving the car, and reason is in the trunk, tied and unable to participate at all. So like, you can never get reason to drive the car. All you can get to do is train your emotional brain to listen to reason. Even though emotion will always be driving the car, maybe you can have a bit of input from reason, and maybe you can untie it and actually make it go in the co-pilot seat with you. You know, so I love that. This is one of the best analogies I've ever heard. And follow him on YouTube. Yeah, definitely. I've read. Yeah, no, he's great. His YouTube channel is also really cool. What else we got? This is a good question. So, I honestly think, like, it's really tricky to stick to a task management system unless you kind of like understand unless you have like deeper motivations for doing so. And I think this book, I mean, you probably read it already or you've heard about it. It's got the ugliest cover ever, but like, it's really cool. Let me just move this. Oh man. Yeah, there we go. It's a really, really good book. Getting Things Done, The Art of Stress Free by David Allen is a classic. Tons of insights, very useful stuff. Actually, let me see. I have my Readwise By the way, I'm loving Readwise. I don't know if you guys have been trying it out, but I love it. I made a video about it recently. Check it out. It integrates with Obsidian super well, but you can just browse your books and you can actually search for the highlights and the notes that you're taking in that book. This book has 452 highlights. I think it's my most highlighted book. I love it. Really cool stuff. Let me just see if I find some of my favorite. Can I see? Yeah, here. I wish I could filter my favorite. Oh man, that's not it. Man, I have a lot, but there's one. Oh, man, I don't think I can easily find it. Can I filter through favorites? Can I? Maybe not. That's a shame. But yeah, let me see if I find something cool. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, okay, like ideas like this, yeah, so things are always tied to timeless principles of how people manage their attention, emotions, and creativity. So like he kind of argues that like the way that we perceive our systems are only as good as our perception of ourselves and our perception of how we see and value our time, and what are the things that are worth doing in our lives and things that aren't worth doing. This is cool, like comparing business and busyness. That's a really cool idea. There's tons of really good ideas in here, but like if anything, kind of like the if I needed to narrow things down to what are kind of the key concepts that we need to keep in mind. Let me just see. I might be able to just show you my actual book notes. Kindle highlights. Is it this one? Personal notes. Yeah, okay. So here I have my personal notes in it. Managing commitments. This is a really cool concept. So like being able to say no to certain things that are no longer relevant in your life, certain techniques to deal with commitments, choosing the importance of tasks. That's another important concept. Oh, I love this one. Yeah, I was just trying to remember. Unfinished tasks occupy more headspace. So like you can always solve that by writing them down and externalizing that into a system. So, there's tons of concepts. I honestly highly recommend reading the book. There's just so much to cover in it. So, yeah. Oh, guys, I'm really behind on the questions. What do you use Task Warrior for? I used to use it for tasks when I was just like using Vim. But yeah, I haven't used it in a while. It's just for task management, of course. What activities? Oh, this is really cool. Guys, this is amazing. Definitely check out this reflection. Samyang, really, really cool reflection. I love that. That's great. How to read a book if you have only PDF. Any good annotations and reading apps? Like free alternatives to Drawboard, PDF, Liquid Text, or RG Notes for Windows? I mean, the Kindle app for PC has ability to import PDFs. However, it doesn't sync to Readwise, which to me is kind of like is a really big disadvantage. The other really good one, believe it or not, is Logseek. Logseek has some amazing functionality for PDFs. Let me just see if I can quickly show you PDF. Maybe this one. There we go. So, I mean, this was just a manual. I was just kind of reading like these instructions on this app that I was learning to use. Here it is. Yeah, but it's really cool because in here you can actually upload a PDF into Logseek. Maybe this is something I should cover on the Logseek course. So definitely check out the Logseek course. Self-promotion at its finest. But yeah, I mean, I just got the idea of like definitely covering how to actually make use of PDFs in my Logseek course. So definitely check it out if you can. This should be in the description, like the Logseek course. But yeah, that's definitely something I want to do. Let me actually add it to my task. So make PDF tutorial for Logseek course. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to figure it out, but it's really, really powerful. And I think it's super underrated. It's super good. You can just highlight things and then, it just takes you to this specific part of your highlights, or you can always go to your highlights and that should take you to that section. So incredible. Like a Logseek for PDFs has been incredible. Yeah, honestly, this is the one that I used. This is one that I love. So there you go. Ah, yeah, going back to Buddhism. So it is a religion which does not give much importance to the gods. There are gods in Buddhism, but I would say it's spiritualistic philosophy. Yeah, no, that's a really smart reflection about it. I honestly didn't know there are what did you say? There are gods in Buddhism. Yeah, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. But yeah, I like that a lot. What can Task Warrior do that others can't? So I really recommend Task Warrior only for those that are really tech savvy, really technical, really like doing things in a terminal, using shortcuts, and not using the mouse match. Other than that, it's not really made for anyone else. Other than that, the thing that it can do well is it can make the writing of tasks really quick because you all you need is a terminal, so you can really input things very quickly. It also connects to Trello, which is a nice way in which you can add things from your phone. It's nice. It's just really for like very tech savvy people. Like it's not made for the general public at all. What else we got? Water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
Oh no, the music stopped, didn't it? No, it didn't stop. I was lying. We're all good. Um, to be or to do good. Quote, Inigo is the enemy. That's really cool. Yeah, that's such a good book. This is another interesting idea. Using Firefox for general reviewing of PDFs files. It also has a built-in editor. That's another good idea. Can you do streams in Twitch? 200 character limit is killing me. Yeah, so I've definitely thought about this, but like I mean, I like the idea of Twitch. It has a lot more fancy stuff that I could do inside of like, Twitch. Similar things to, for instance, like here we have like our latest subscriber, Luigi Comencini, and here he goes, and that's awesome. Thankfully you can do things like this in YouTube. However, yeah, Twitch has just so much more stuff. So I've definitely been debating. I mean, if a lot of you guys actually think that Twitch would be better, I might consider streaming to both YouTube and Twitch. However, I'm really concerned with the idea that a lot of people that I follow that I believe in are saying that Twitch is dying. That was my main reason to not do the streams in Twitch. Like a lot of people are moving to YouTube, so I'm kind of like trying to get ahead by not getting hung up in Twitch and feeling trapped in there if it ends up dying. But I totally get you. That's really annoying that the 200 character limit is killing you. I'll definitely think about it. For now, I'm sorry, but yeah, it seems like the best way is just to like dissect it in a couple of messages one after the other. But yeah, I totally get you. I'll definitely I don't know if there's anything I can do to change that, but I'll definitely explore this. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the suggestion. What do I use instead of Task Warrior now? So I use Amazing Marvin. So Amazing Marvin is really cool. Wait, that's not it. Amazing Marvin. Yeah, I'll make a video about it. Again, I keep postponing this. Okay, I'll tell you what's up. I want to interview the creator of Amazing Marvin. We just haven't been able to come up with like, our schedules are really like not working out so far. But I definitely want to interview the creator of Amazing Marvin, and that was my plan to introducing Amazing Marvin to my audience. But that just hasn't come to happen. So like, I might just make a video about it. Yeah, Amazing Marvin is great. I really like it. I think it's one of the best ones for task management. Ooh, have you read How to Read a Book? So it's in my reading list for sure. I definitely am planning on reading it very soon. I've heard good things about it. It's kind of a classic, of course. But yeah, I think it's the best title of all time. I'll definitely check it out. I actually really need to read that book. But yeah, I have it in my to read list. Yeah, awesome. Oh man, yeah, so many. I have to catch up on the chat. Feel free to keep adding things. What is productivity, guys? No one has answered the question. We just keep getting derailed. I don't even know if this episode, this podcast, not podcast, this live stream is gonna be about this. I might have to change the title. But if you guys actually have any thoughts on what is productivity, okay, let me be the first to say what I think productivity is. Okay, I think productivity is a really ambiguous term. In one sense, it could be kind of like just being efficient, you know, and kind of like, I mean, a lot of people like to debate on what is the difference between efficiency and what is it? Being effective? Yeah. And you know, I think productivity is more about being efficient with your time, which if I'm being honest, I'm getting efficient and effective kind of confused. I think efficient, correct me if I'm wrong, I think efficient is doing things quickly, but effective is to doing things quickly, but also doing the right thing, you know, like doing things that move you forward towards the person that you want to be and this kind of stuff. So I think productivity is a lot about like doing the right thing to advance yourself into the direction you want to take in life. I think in a lot of ways, productivity could be similar to philosophy. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to merge the two. I want to blur the line between the two, and I actually want to show how I believe there are two sides of the same coin, productivity and philosophy. However, productivity has a lot of the aspect of the tools. Excuse me. Whereas philosophy is a lot more about just the mind, you know? And I think that's where like complementing mindset and tools is a really cool way to approach it. I definitely want to kind of like mix those things a lot more. But yeah, productivity to me is just like, you know, doing the right thing. Whatever projects that you're working on, learning to develop systems so that whatever you're working on is advancing, and whatever the person you want to be in the future, you're heading towards that direction. You know, that's what productivity is to me, but I'd definitely love to know what you guys think. So there you go. Awesome. You're amazing. Subscribe for life. That's so cool. I really appreciate that. It's really nice of you to say. Really appreciate it. Subscribe for the life. I was gonna show your little like name in here, but it just seems like you're already subscribed, so I couldn't do it. I have a little like menu to show the recent subscribers, but yeah, don't unsubscribe and resubscribe just so that happens. Like, here's the shout out. You're awesome. Asarn XO. I really appreciate it. Let's see what else we got, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of like messages that couldn't catch up. I'm sorry. Let me see what else we got. Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. Sander, you're awesome. I'm copy pasting this into my notes. That's the best way to explain it. And efficiency. Yeah, I think I said it right earlier, but I mean, I always get confused between the two, so if I said it wrong, this is the way to go about it. I want to write this down in my notes because it's really cool. Journals. So cool. Really appreciate it. So just tag this live chat. Live chat. There we go. I just need to put all of this underneath live chat. Would that work? Oh man, sometimes Lux just kind of gets stuck when you want to select several things. There you go. Is that working? There we go. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's really cool. I would say productivity is closer to efficiency. Effectiveness is more about building the right infrastructure for your life. Wow. I like that a lot. I'm also copying that into my notes, Sander. That's awesome. I like that. So would you say that in that case, productivity is efficiency and effectiveness is philosophy? If so, I love that. What's your most favorite life hack? Let me think. Water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
I don't know what's my favorite life hack. I don't know, that's such a cool question. Let me think, because I mean, I see life hacks as little things that you can do to just make your life slightly easier. I don't think they're life-changing stuff, but what is a really cool life hack? Let me think. I think I definitely had I mean, I can't, I can't think of anything. I'm definitely blanking. What is yours? Let me know. If I come up with something, I'll let you know. You have heard of philosophy, but have you heard of meta-philosophy? I mean, what? Talking about philosophy? That's kind of meta-philosophy, or like metaphysics? I don't know. Tell me more about it. I don't know if I'm sure what meta-philosophy could be described as. Metaphysics? Yeah. Meta-philosophy? Is it just the analysis of philosophy? I don't know. Let me know. Well, look who I found live. Hello, MR, Sergeant, Mr. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. But thanks for being here, MR. I appreciate always your great input on the live streams. I don't have a water break set up for this camera, so yeah, I'll just do it on this camera. Water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
Have you heard of CJG? I forgot the letters. Gray's Theme Journal System. No, I haven't, but I'll definitely check it out. I appreciate that. Let me actually write it in my notes in here. Let's actually Google that. I really don't know what it is. Feel free to describe it a little. I'll definitely do a little search in here just to check it out, because I always love learning new methods, new systems. The theme system. Oh, looks really cool. Helping you live a more productive, effective life. The theme system. What is this? Is this it? Or am I in the wrong place? Let me know if this is the wrong place. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It could be that one. Gray's Theme Journal System. From Gray and Mike Hurley. Yeah, it seems like the right one. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, first let's see what happens if I want to buy now. Is it physical? Ah, yeah, seems like a physical journal. That's really cool. Yeah, man, I was working on a project like this a couple of years ago with a friend. Never came to life, but I think it's a really cool concept. Maybe one day. Theme description. Ideal outcomes. Yeah, it's hard to see really what is it about. Cortex. That sounds familiar. Ah, is this the guys from the Cortex podcast? This one? Yeah, it's the same logo. It must be the same guys. Great. Yeah. Okay. Cool. No, I didn't know they had this thing. I definitely heard their podcast. Listened to the podcast. It's really, really cool. I'll definitely check it out. I wasn't familiar. It looks really cool. Nice. Yeah. I mean, paper is always awesome. Paper-based systems. Yes, you could say that philosophy can be used as one of many frameworks for your mental infrastructure. Things that help with productivity can be described as physical infrastructure. I really like that, Sander. You're on fire. You gotta take notes of everything you're saying, so I'm just saving it in here in Loxic. Really cool thoughts, man. Really appreciate you sharing them. Super cool. I like that a lot. I use a kernel note-taking system in Obsidian. Oh, no way. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I haven't used it, but I've definitely seen it. Let's just take a quick Google. Kernel system. Yeah, this one, right? The one where you divide things on different sides of the page. How do you do this in Obsidian? Just by sections? Just with headings? Really cool, though. I like that. It is like how does learning philosophy change the behavior of a person? Ah, okay, you're talking about meta philosophy, right? And whether learning philosophy actually helps a person to be better. Yeah, I mean, of course it does. I think developing a personal life philosophy is the most important thing you can do for yourself. But I like that. Okay, so meta philosophy, how does learning philosophy change the behavior of a person? That's really cool. So it sounds like the study of philosophy. Really cool. Productivity. Okay, cool. You got this from your notes. Productivity is successfully producing significant volume of desired results reliably and efficiently. This is really cool. I like that a lot. Thanks, Amar. I appreciate that really cool input. Glad that you went to your notes. Glad that you sent it in here. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Let me read it once again. Productivity is successfully producing significant volume of desired results reliably and efficiently. Love that. We should make a t-shirt with that. Glad I could be of some help. Absolutely, man. You're on fire. That is such a good guess. Check the video on the CGP. Great. But the theme, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I'll definitely add it to my things to check out later. Let me see if I find it quickly. So let's go to YouTube. CGP. At least I'll add it to my watch later. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so the theme system journal. I mean, let's just skim through it real quick. Triple split. Do you see, like, I have like this system to go like faster on the video, which of course sometimes is just too much. But yeah, I just want to take a look at a quick overview. I'll definitely add it to my watch later. Watch later. There we go. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out properly later. My internet get kind of stuck from playing around. Awesome. Yeah, okay, so life hacks. One of my favorite life hacks is using Google Sheets to translate words. It's a really efficient method for language learning. Yeah. That's a really cool life hack. That's a really cool one because I was aware of that. I haven't used it much, but yeah, there's a way to use like Google Sheets to put like a column of like something in a language and then using like the built-in Google Translate to translate it. That's really cool. I still can't think of a cool life hack. I mean, I can tell you definitely about some apps that I use to make things easier, but for instance, one that I really enjoy is actually being able to just come to this little extension. Oh wait, oh, I got stuck. Okay, there we go. Yeah, coming to this little extension that I have right here on the browser and just adding tasks from here. I always like these little widgets. So, you know, like you can add this as a task. And there you go. It's going to my task system already. Which right now is not really filtered like for my private notes. So that's why I can't open Amazing Marvin right now to fully show you. That's something that I like. Let me see. Maybe I could show you. I actually have quite a few really nice extensions. Let me think of. Okay, this one's really cool. So Undistracted. This is kind of like a really cool Chrome extension where you can block different aspects of social media. So for instance, YouTube, if I go to the main page, it's blank, right? Like it's just black because I'm using that extension called what is it called? Undistracted. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's called Undistracted. It's a Google Chrome extension. And yeah, you can actually add more things. Like if you don't want to go on YouTube rabbit holes, you can hide the sidebars, you can hide the comments, you can hide your kids, hide your wife. That's a meme. If you got a reference, that's awesome. But yeah, either way, you can hide the sidebar, hide recommendations, blur thumbnails if you don't want to, you know, like, because thumbnails can definitely be just like, oh, I want to watch this now. So yeah, I mean, that's really cool. Yeah, that's the one I can think of. I mean, I could definitely show you more extensions, but like, I was thinking more like real life hacks, like, I don't know, like tying your shoes in a certain way. However, I'm wearing flip-flops, so that doesn't apply to me. Print-friendly PDF extension for Firefox is great. Yeah, I've actually seen that one and is really, really good. I don't even know. I was using Firefox for years. It was definitely my favorite one, and I was definitely using that one a lot. PDFs and drop them into Devon-Think. Oh man, I'm so jealous of this. Is one of the biggest reasons why I miss being on a Mac. You know, being able to use things such as Devon-Think. The reason why I never used Devon-Think, to be honest, is because I always had more than one operating system, like a Mac and Linux. Now I have Linux and Windows. So I just don't like using apps that just work on a Mac. I feel trapped, and yeah, but honestly, Devon-Think looks incredible. Super jealous. They have it for Chrome. Yeah, that's awesome. I haven't used it in a while, but that's a really cool idea. Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, I actually use Logseq a lot for PDFs. So like I was showing a second ago, PDF. This one right here. Then we just open this you can see like the different references. There you go. So yeah, you can just take notes inside of Logseq. You highlight something. Let's just highlight something for fun. There we go. And now that is highlighted and it's been added to the bottom of this. Yeah, I think this is something really cool I could either cover in a video or on my Logseq course. So yeah, definitely keep an eye for that. You need a Mac Mini back there bolted to that monitor. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, okay? Like, that's the thing. This computer is way better than a Mac Mini. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, it has to be. It's expensive. I mean, it's always frustrating when you just don't fully know, like, if you get the best bang for your buck. Is that the phrase? I don't even know. But this computer, like, cost me, is the biggest expense I've ever done, and it's really powerful. However, yeah, Macs are incredible. Macs are really good. But this is a beast, man. Like, I mean, yeah, it's Windows, and Windows is not as cool as Mac in a lot of ways, but yeah, I mean, I totally know where you're coming from, but super happy with this so far. It's always annoying that Windows gives me grief sometimes, but overall, no, yeah, the computer's fast. I still think I need to optimize certain aspects of it, but yeah, I think Mac is great. I never look down on anyone using Mac. Everyone looks down on everyone else using Windows, but yeah, I mean, Windows is not as bad as I remembered it. I haven't been using Windows for years, but now I am using it. Yeah, this is a life hack that you were saying. Google Translate. This you can use in Google Sheets to translate. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. Um, yeah, he was. Yeah, MR answered to this. Yeah, it does work. It does work on Chrome. Yes, get a Mac. Then just link it to your other Windows computer using the same keyboard and mouse. Yeah, nah, I don't see how that would work for me, to be honest. It's crazy, and this is nothing against UMR. It's just crazy to me how much of a fandom Mac has, but believe it or not, also Linux. Like, every Linux user is trying to convince others to get into Linux, and every Mac user is trying to convince others to use Mac for different reasons. I think Linux users, like Windows users, never say like, you're using a Mac, you should definitely move to Windows. Like, no one's doing that, and they shouldn't. But to me, it's crazy. Like, Linux users is because they kind of escape the convention. I didn't want to feel alone. They definitely want to bring people with them. Mac people spend money on their setup, and they want other people to join them just to justify that their choice was right. However, I do believe that having a Mac is definitely right. It's just weird sometimes that how, like, I mean, yeah, this is an expensive setup. This costs more than a Mac. However, there's still some perception about Macs that makes it feel higher status, even than massive PCs like this, you know. So it's kind of crazy, like the whole operating system war. But yeah, I hope you don't. Can you hear that? I think it's fine. There's just an alarm in the building that goes off sometimes. Just can't. I'm not sure if you can even hear it. If you can, never mind. The other video. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. So that is regarding the journal that you were telling me about. I'll definitely check it out. Synergy. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I spent way too much money. I'm recovering from the expenses that I had from this massive setup, everything that I've like invested in this. I'm really not looking for a Mac right now. But yeah, I'm definitely not against Mac. It's really cool though that you can combine it. I wasn't aware of that. That's really cool. Oh, what happened? Oh, that's really weird. You can't see the comments in here. Let me just fix that real quick. I just want to make sure that... Okay, let me just tell you what I'm talking about. So, you can see the comment here, right? But you can't see the comment. Wait. You can't see the comment here. So let me just fix that real quick. It'll take a second. Hopefully a second. No, it will take more than that. Okay, no, I won't fix it because I just don't want to mess up the stream. If I want to show comments, I'll show you here. Next time I'll fix it so that you can also see comments here. Just don't mind me. Ignore me. It's not about the power, it's about the software, my friend. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, Man, I never thought I would be defending Windows. I've always been a Mac fanboy and a Linux fanboy. Um, I don't know, man. Like, I think there's certain software. I use like heavy stuff. Like, I use like 3D software, editing software, and even though this software like works in Mac as well, like I had an old Mac computer, and it was just the worst experience because that Mac was so old, so like weak, that this software that I was trying to use like just wasn't working. So like hardware is important in order to make software run smoothly, but it doesn't apply to everything. I definitely know what you mean. Yeah. What else we got? Guys, we have a lot of comments. You're awesome. I have a server closet in the house with BSD machines but different tasks. Ah, that's really cool. That's really awesome. Use all the tools. Definitely. I have not tried Amazing Marvin, but will because I can't pay. But in Ankiflow, it has command center which can be used from anywhere at any time to add a new task. Yeah, that's really cool. Well, Amazing Marvin does have like the like things like this, you know, like you have like a little task. Oh man, was I blocking this when I was showing you earlier? Now I'm blocking my face. Perfect. Yeah, like this little thing that you can add it from the browser. But yeah, I get you. Like it's not as smooth as this other one sounds. Camera 1. Oh man, so MR, you're using everything. So the Mac is a workflow automation. The BSD box, man, BSD is, okay, yeah, you know about computers way more than I do. BSD box is a server with all the drives. If I had a Windows system like yours, I would be very unproductive because I would be playing Medge Warrior Online. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, like, I've never been a gamer, but I'm starting to get myself into some gaming. And yeah, I definitely couldn't do that in Mac, at least not in like the old Mac that I had. But yeah, that's really funny. I can't believe I'm defending Windows. I never defended Windows in my life, but I guess we all kind of defend the choices that we make, don't we? Yeah. But no, that's a really cool setup. That's awesome. Black menu for Google extensions. So much easier to switch between Google services. Black menu for Google extensions. What is that? Let me just Google that. Black menu. Oh, that's awesome. Ah, okay. No, I thought it would work for every extension that you have, but it's actually for like the Google stuff. So Gmail, G Drive. I'll still check it out, man. That's a really cool recommendation. Thank you for that. Black menu for Google. Yeah, let me write that down. That's really cool. Where's Logseek? I like that. Just to check out. Black menu for Google. Home extension. That's really cool. I love it when you guys recommend really cool stuff. So feel free to always recommend stuff. I'm always happy to check it out. Camera 1. I mean, like Mac Spotlight. Yeah, well, Alfred is way better for Mac than Spotlight, but thankfully there's equivalent in Windows, which is called PowerToys. You know, so PowerToys, like, it's this thing. I can just search for any apps from here. It's really cool, and I use that with this app called PowerToys, and I use that with where's it called? Where is it? Why is it not appearing here? I forgot the name of it. So, okay, it's not PowerToys Run. Where is it? Ah, yeah, it's this one, PowerToys Run. Yeah, so like I have a shortcut. In my case, is Alt Z or Z, wherever you're from. And yeah, and here you can just like go open different apps and stuff like that. And it's pretty nice. Yeah, in case any of you are looking for something like that for Windows. Ah, which software are you using to live stream with music right now? Is this one right here. You can see my screen, right? You can see the Inception. Yeah, so this is OBS and it's incredible. I mean, OBS is definitely is the best live streaming one. Of course, it's really complicated and annoying if you're just getting started with it. It definitely took me a while. I'm still setting up things up every day, but of course right now the Inception is kind of weird. But yeah, I have tons of things in here. I can control things like this. You know, I can control like the comments and other stuff. And then the music, I'm actually playing from Spotify. So as you can see down here, there's a little Spotify bar. So I just have Spotify playing on here. So yeah, like this is like a playlist that I have from Streambeats, which is by Harris Heller. Awesome dude. And he just makes copyright free music for live streams. So yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, I have tons of things set up in here. And then in order to monitor the audio, I have this thing called Voicemeeter. It's kind of complicated. It gets pretty complicated very quickly. But yeah, that's what I'm using, and I really love it. I think it's awesome. I would love to make tutorials on OBS. It's just that it's not really the kind of stuff that I do for my channel. Maybe one day I'll figure that a way. Maybe I could make a course. I don't know. But yeah, I love live streaming. It's really, really fun. I really enjoy it. And all this like stuff that is going on, I control it from the camera too. So I control it with my voice, but also with this thing called a Stream Deck. I'm getting extension because it's just too short, and I wish I could have it like here. But yeah, here I have different buttons, and whenever I press something, it goes to different places, right? So there, and then when I place back in here, there you go. So yeah, I have other things going on with this. But yeah, I also control my computer from there, just in general, like if I want to go to a website or stuff like that. Let me show you actually. So like, oh man, I don't have the right scene where I can show you my screen and also this at the same time, but either way, like I can go to home, I can go to Chrome, and then if I want to go to, where do I want to go? Yeah, like, yeah, here it is. So websites, so YouTube, you can see that when I press it, it just takes you there. This opens my mind. This is my community, stuff like that. What does this open? My website, there you go. So yeah, different buttons open different things. And yeah, I can also close tabs from here. Where do I have that set up? Chrome, there we go. Yeah, so the Dead Star in here, you can't really see it, it's a bit far, but either way, I have little icons. The Dead Star closes certain tabs, like that. And then this one opens new tabs. You know, stuff like that. It's really, really cool. I highly recommend it, even if you don't do live streams. It's incredible. It's called the Stream Deck. And I definitely want to make videos about how Camera One. There you go. I definitely want to make videos about how I use it for Obsidian and other productivity apps. But yeah, either way, it's just a way to do a lot of shortcuts really quick. Oh man, tons of comments I haven't caught up. Again, guys, I'm really sorry if I if I don't get to your comment. Yeah, so I use Windows for PC for most things, so such as video editing. Yeah, like because my computer, like my laptop Linux, like it's just not powerful enough to do video editing really. Maybe it was, but it's just pretty old by now. So yeah, I definitely edit in here, and it's really good. I'm going to go, in fact, it's 1 a.m. Samyak, thank you so much. Your participation has been incredible. Your thoughtful comments, really appreciate it. Hope to see you on the next stream. But yeah, have a good night. Have a good night, man. What do you use to edit your videos? Yeah, so I use, let me show you. Scene 2. Yeah, so I use something called DaVinci Resolve. It's my favorite app for editing by far. A lot of people recommend Adobe Premiere. However, that's a subscription, so that gets really expensive. I use Resolve. It's technically free. I mean, it's pretty free. It has very few limitations, to be honest. I pay for it because it does require, like if you're using a heavy computer, something with GPU, acceleration, and like more advanced stuff, then yeah, it's better to pay because then you can use the resources of your computer a lot better. But yeah, for instance, like the previous video that I edited is here. I actually edited this video live on you know, on the previous stream that I made. So yeah, here it is. Let me just, this covered my whole screen, so let me just full screen video clean feed. Yeah, here we go, perfect. Yeah, so this is what I use for editing, and I actually have this thing right here that is not connected at the moment, but it's really, really awesome. Camera 2. So yeah, it's this thing right here, and I can like edit. Oh yeah, it is working now. So yeah, as you can see in the back, this is like helping me scroll through the video, and it's a really, really cool setup because that way I can just edit everything with this without using the mouse, without using the keyboard, at least for the first cut, you know. So like scene 2. Yeah, you see like I'm actually moving the dials of this thing, and it's just going like that, and then I can cut, get an in point, get an out point, and edit things out like that by deleting and so on. So I absolutely love it. I studied filmmaking, like editing is one of the things that I'm qualified to do, let's say. So yeah, I studied filmmaking in university 4 years. So yeah, video editing is something I really enjoy. Sometimes it's definitely tedious, sometimes it definitely takes way more time than I wish it would, but man, this thing is incredible. And this thing actually came, if you're interested in editing, this thing came with my license of the software, which is a one-time payment, and really, really cool. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite tools right now. So cool. But yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna close my editing software just so that the computer doesn't go crazy. Since you have a Stream Deck, I have set up keys on the Stream Deck that has a sub-menu of desktop setup that use Keyboard Maestro to quickly set up the monitors with various apps based on tasks. That's really cool. So of course you're saying a workflow in Mac, right? Yeah, I mean the equivalent of Keyboard Maestro in Windows would be AutoHotkey, or actually Voice Attack, the software that I use for Sorry.
No worries, boss. We
For
are
those
all
replies.
good.
That one also has like some macros and stuff like that is really cool, but I really like that a lot. That's really cool. I mean, MR, respect, you have a really awesome setup. Alfred's stupid awesome. Once you start launching Keyboard Maestro scripts and shortcuts with it. Alfred's stupid. Wait, is Alfred stupidly awesome? Or is Alfred just stupid? Either way, I think Alfred is cool, to be honest. But yeah, Keyboard Maestro is definitely one of the most powerful things in Mac that you can do. I mean, I definitely got pretty advanced in certain like things of setting up the old Mac that I had. It was just so old that I never wanted to get too deep into it because I knew I was gonna move my setup quickly. But like Yabai is one of my favorite apps for Mac. Is a window manager that makes everything look like Linux. Super good. Carabiner for like remapping certain keys and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, no, I definitely see why it would be useful to have a Mac as a secondary thing, especially for tutorials and for certain things. Maybe in the future, I don't know. Like recently, I'm kind of drained my pocket by buying this setup, so it's definitely not something I can afford at the moment. But yeah, no, Mac is cool, man. Like Mac is definitely a really cool operating system. What do you use to edit your videos and create your thumbnails? So, I can't show you here. Yeah, what do I use to edit my thumbnails? I use something called Blender. So Blender is absolutely incredible. This is open source. Like, it's almost unfair the fact that Blender is open source. Here it is. Let me just show you. Like the previous thumbnail that I created is this one right here. And I'm actually gonna render it on kind of something that is not as heavy on the computer, just because I'm live streaming. I have a lot of things open. I might just break things. Yeah, this was the thumbnail that I did. You can rotate around it. This is a preview of it. Okay, let me just show you the final version. The heavy thing. Hopefully this won't break the stream. Oh man, I hope it doesn't freeze. But yeah, I use 3D software, right? Like Blender is a way in which you can create things in 3D space. And these are actually assets that I bought from a website called Blender Kit. So that little phone and that little robot that right now kind of froze. Well, no, they didn't froze. I just didn't. There you go. Yeah, it wasn't even frozen at all. I was just being dumb. Because I'm using the heavy way to render this, it's taking a little while to load. But whenever you render it, you get to see the final result. And it's really, really, really cool. Like, yeah, let me actually show you the final result of this. Yeah, let me show you. Okay, let me just open it. Give me a second to open it. Should be on quick access. Blender. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this was the final result for this one. And I'm really happy with it. It only, usually takes me a couple hours to do my thumbnails. This one, because I bought these assets, I didn't make these objects from scratch. I put them together. I created the light, that light beam is something I created, the fog to make it look like that, the lights, the composition. But yeah, sometimes I create my own objects, but this time, because I was running out of time for posting the video, I bought this little robot thingy, and I also bought the phone. And yeah, you can just buy assets like that, and it's really cool. But I definitely created some of my own as well. So let me just show you. For instance, there's one that I really enjoyed doing. Where is it? I think it's just better if I just show you the finished products. Digicam. Yeah, so I have an app where I can visualize all of these a bit quicker. However, I haven't fully set it up in this computer. Let me just see if I can show you real quick. So yeah, here's where I organize a lot of like files and reference photos as well for like projects that I'm working on. Well, I mean, this is a project that is on standby, but I was creating a short film about an astronaut. So I had a lot of like reference material from astronauts. Personal should be here. Blender. Yeah, so this one's pretty cool. Yeah, this one is one that I created. I created everything from scratch in this one. Can I make it full screen? Oh man, I just broke it. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, I don't know why the full screen is not working right now. Either way, really cool. Maybe these were full screen. No, never mind. Either way, like stuff like this, and it's all been made inside of Blender. So yeah, I absolutely love. And you know, like here, I kind of like take different files, record different parts of the progress. You know, like this was one of my previous thumbnails, and how it kept progressing over time to end up into one of the final stages, which is something similar to this. I don't think I have the final one here compressed. This is the final. Yep. You know, stuff like that. So it's really cool because if I open another file, or like, actually, let me show you. Maybe let's just create a new file. Let's not save this because it's already saved. Yeah, you can just like rotate in 3D space. You can add lights. Where is it? Light. Here it is. Yep. You can move the lights. And now whenever you are in render mode, you can actually change, for instance, the color of the light and the intensity of it. So let's just make it 10,000 watts. And let's change the color to, I don't know, red. Then I can duplicate this light. And then I can change this to blue. I can change the color of the background just to make it darker. And then I can just start duplicating these objects, for instance. I can rotate around it, you know, and then you can build all types of stuff with, of course, different shapes. So yeah, that's the basic idea, you know. I'm just doing gibberish, but yeah, either way. There you go. Cool. Let's delete this. Don't save. How long does it take you to create your thumbnails? Okay, so that's something I can show you. I track my time when I create thumbnails. So again, my Amazing Marvin, the one that I use for, I mean, I can show you just a little, like, I mean, there's just some private tasks in here. Well, I don't know how private it is. Let me just take a look. Yeah, just because sometimes I just reveal names of other people, so I don't really want to show you everything. But like, this is my Amazing Marvin. I can just add tasks for the day, and here I have like everything that is untagged, just general things. But then I also have, and again, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to filter through certain things. Yeah, there we go. So like, this is where I keep track of everything. And what's really cool about Amazing Marvin is that you can also keep track of time. So you can track time. So here I have Blender, projects, thumbnails, and here you can see how long it's taken me to do each one of these. So for instance, this one took me an hour, this one took me 4 hours, 1 hour 20, 1 hour 30, 1 hour 50 minutes, 1 hour 2 hours, like that, you know. And what's really cool also about like Amazing Marvin is that you can actually have let me show you settings. Yeah, I think I can show you this part. Okay, so if you go to archive and stats, yeah, okay, all good. Time tracking, and you can track time from like months ago. Oh man, I'm so sorry, like this is blurring this. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so like you can track times from like the beginning of the year or whatever. I wish I had a better toggle to actually see that, but yeah, here I can see passions, Blender, so this is where I do my thumbnails, personal project thumbnails, and here I can see that the total amount of time I spent on thumbnails for like the past couple months, like a few months. Well, I mean, since the beginning of the year technically, or for the whole year, 27 hours, you know, and here I can actually see each project, how long it's taken. So I think on average, they take me like 1 hour, 2 hours, sometimes 4 hours. I've definitely gotten a bit more efficient, like it used to take me way longer. So yeah, there you go. Do you have any AutoHotkey workflows on your PC? Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm still pretty new to AutoHotkey, if I'm being honest, just because I'm still pretty new to the whole Windows thing. I do have one that I really enjoy that is for being able to, well, I mean, you can't really see it, but like if I press, yeah, I'll just show you conceptually. If I want to use that down, okay, camera 2. Camera 2. Yeah, there we go. So like if I want to be able to, yeah, like here I have like different things in a list, and instead of using the down arrow, I can actually use Alt K and Alt J to go down and to go up. You can't see it that well, but like that's the idea, you know, like Alt J and Alt K. I achieved that through AutoHotkey just because these are Vim keys, and it's easier for me to use that rather than having to always go down here to the arrows. Yeah, and I also have the Vim keys. Okay, and that's the basic idea that I use it for. But to be honest, like the thing that I use more than AutoHotkey is voice attack. So like this one that I was showing you for creating like little scripts is the one that I use to control things with my voice. But I also have a couple of things going on that I can activate with shortcuts. It's pretty similar to AutoHotkey in concept, to be honest. It's really cool. It's really cool. I love AutoHotkey. You know, I can do things as well. I don't think I've shown you this one, but like black and white. Is that working? Maybe that's broken. Black and white. It's working. Yeah. But you can do all types of things. Like I use a lot of these for the live stream, but you can do a lot of things either voice activated or with shortcuts inside of voice attack. And I think it's a bit more intuitive. Well, yeah, I think it's way more intuitive than AutoHotkey. It's not that it's that much easier, because it's still kind of like it has a learning curve. But they're both great, and yeah, so I'm using both. Yeah, there you go. So camera 1. Camera 1. There you go. It just blinks the color, but yeah, either way, when I say color, that didn't work. Color. Oh no, we're trapped in black and white. Color. Why is it not working? It could be broken. Color. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's good. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my pleasure. What's the name of that video editing device? Okay, so this little thing, this is called the Speed Editor. Not sponsored. Just kidding. Really not sponsored. It'd be so cool to be sponsored by stuff like this. But yeah, I'm not a sponsor. It's called Blackmagic Speed Editor. However, it only works for DaVinci Resolve. And if you're gonna get it, you might as well just get the license, because this comes with the license of DaVinci Resolve, which is a one-time payment. And at the moment, right now, they're doing kind of a promotion where they put this together with the license, which the license is kind of like $300, quite expensive. If you're a professional video editor or you edit a lot, it could be worth it. It's definitely cheaper than using Adobe in the long term. Just before I actually go, can you send me the Google Calendar link for future live streams? Oh, I'm so sorry if I took so long to reply. But yeah, what am I doing? Wait. Okay. Yeah, so the link, I don't know if I put it in the description. If I haven't, I'll definitely put it next time. But if you go to my website, so santyanger.com, and we managed to show my face somewhere, there we go. You go to live streams, and then here you go, and that's where you can add it to your Google Calendar by clicking in. Where is it? Click here. Yeah, click here to add to my live stream, to add my live streams to your Google Calendar. So yeah, I'll actually drop the link here for you. santyanger.com/livestream altogether. Yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah, that's a way in which you guys can like keep an eye for future live streams. Oh, no way. I didn't know Google removed the Great Suspender. The Great Suspender, for those of you not familiar, I use it. I didn't know. Was it removed? Haven't used it in a couple of weeks, to be honest. But it's a way to kind of like, here it is. Let's see if it works. The Great Suspender. Yeah, so as you can see, this tab is suspended now, meaning that you can configure it so that after a while, if you're not using any tabs, you can actually just suspend them so that they're not taking resources in your computer. Right now, because I'm live streaming, I don't want to mess things up. But yeah, it's really cool. Have you tried Windows 11? Not yet, and I'm kind of worried because I have a lot of things like... I've been using Windows for like a month now, but I already set up so many things that I really don't want to break, and I'm just kind of worried that Windows 11 might break certain things, especially a lot of things inside of OBS, which is what I use for the live stream. I feel a lot of those might not be compatible with Windows 11. So that's my biggest worry, but it does look good. I mean, if anything, when I decided, okay, I'm going back to Windows, I did say one of the only reasons why I'm going back to Windows is because Windows 11 does look good. So I haven't tried it yet. We'll see. Yeah. Running out of water, guys. Maybe this is the final water break. Water break?
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
There we go. That was a final water break, and you know what the end of water means? It means I'm taking the final questions, but we might end this soon. So what does my mind do? Yeah, that's a great question. So scene 2, no hands. Open my mind. Open my mind. There you go. So yeah, here it is. Like, as you can see, the main concept, the main idea of my mind is a bookmark manager. It's just a place where you can collect all types of information, all types of ideas, and then you can easily search it with visuals. You know, like almost everything you add in here, whether it's a blog post or a video, will have a thumbnail. So for me, that is the biggest reason why I find it so valuable. So if I want to find anything about Obsidian, I just search it like that, and I can filter through the things that I've saved regarding Obsidian. You know, kind of stuff like that. Let's see, productivity. Wait, I misspelled that. Productivity. Yeah, it filters everything related to productivity, and then you can match certain words. So like productivity, Obsidian, we only have this one right here, right? So just a nice way to be able to save things quickly. So like, you know, say I'm in this video and I want to save it, I have a shortcut, or I actually have a button in the Stream Deck. But yeah, camera 2. No, it's better if I just show you like this. Okay, well, let me just move my face. There you go. So I have a shortcut, Alt-A in my case, and that just saves it to my mind. And now I have it saved like that. So like now if I search for take notes from YouTube videos, right? So annotate. So right now this should be saved in there, is right there. And if I just search annotate, it's gonna filter down to that. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool, but honestly, if you can't afford it, I think Google Keep has similar functionality. Memex is another good alternative. Yeah, it might be cool to make a video about like the different alternatives, but my mind is the one that I'm using, and I really would like it, to be honest. Have you tried MindMaster and Gleefy? I think MindMaster I've tried. Is it the one for like flowcharts and mind maps? Oh no, I ran out of water. I have some backup water. Let me just get my backup water down here. Oh no, this one's also empty. Man, I get so thirsty when I talk for ages. Let me just take a bit of a water break. Water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
Scene 2? Ah yeah, MindMaster. So yeah, I've actually used this one in the past. Let's see what the pricing is like. I think I never paid for it. Yeah, I've only used the free version. Yeah, it's really, really cool. I think it's only Windows. Yeah, so when I left Windows, I stopped using it, but now that I'm back in Windows, yeah, I'm actually, so for mind maps, I'm back and forth between two apps right now. One called Creately, which I might make a video about soon, and Figma. So we'll see, but this is definitely not a good option. So yeah, no, thanks for the suggestion. And Gleefy I haven't tried. Gleefy. By the way, Anton, I'll get to your question. Thank you so much. It looks awesome. I'll get to it in a second. Okay, so Gleefy. Flowcharts. Why am I being advertised Miro? I guess it's just a competition, just trying to get ahead. Communicate and collaborate. Gleefy. Yeah, so I mean, it does look really cool. My problem with all of these mind map apps is that none of them seem to have dark mode. I don't know if MindMaster has dark mode, to be honest. But right now I'm checking out one called Creately. It's pretty nice. Honestly, the only disadvantage that I have right now is dark mode. But yeah, I might make a video on this. We'll see. But yeah, either way, Anton, here you go. Take it away.
Anton Frontier, if you were to start over with ZK for PKM and you had to pick one, would you choose Obsidian or Logsec? And now the price for Obsidian Sync is $8.
Oh man, it still got cut. Sometimes it gets cut, but yeah. The price for Obsidian Sync is $8 per month. Is it still worth it over syncing externally? That's a really, really good question. Okay, let's tackle a couple of things in there. Sorry, I was just reading what Emar was saying. I'll get back to Anthony in a second. It's just that I got distracted. MindNote and Xmind. I'll definitely check those out. Those look cool. And Gleefy had some issues. Okay, good to know. Yeah. Thanks, Emar. Sorry, Anton. Okay, back to your question. So, okay, if I was starting again with Zettelkasten and you know, for PKM and I had to pick one, would I just choose Obsidian or Logseek? So personally, I use both, and you probably already know this, but like, I mean, I wonder, because it's hypothetical and I only can choose one. Oh man, I don't know. I love them both. I can't answer that question. It's like choosing between your favorite kids. I mean, parents always say it's hard. I'm sure they can easily choose, but I don't know. I mean, I think Logseek is really nice, and I think Logseek is incredible. And I can do some things in Logseek that I can't do in Obsidian. And I'm actually kind of developing a new system for Zettelkasten that I want to teach. And believe it or not, it's easier to achieve in Logseek compared to Obsidian, just because Logseek has better block references compared to Obsidian. So that, and you know, backlinks for block references, which, yeah, Obsidian has its limitations. So like, there's tons of things that I would really like Logseek for if I only had to choose one, but Obsidian has certain things that Logseek has not at all. Like certain plugins that just work in Obsidian. Like my favorite plugin at the moment is the Readwise integration. So that's something I cannot do in Logseek. So because of things like that, I might have to choose Obsidian, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm terrible. I can't answer your question. But I can answer the second part, so, or probably not. We'll see. But yeah, now that the price for Obsidian Sync is $8 a month, which duplicated. Yeah, man, I feel, man, I had so many conflicting beliefs on this because I made a video on my channel. Let's just check it out. So, scene 2. Yeah, so I made a video recently, Obsidian Sync, how to sync notes to your phone and other devices. I made this video 1 week before Obsidian raised its price. I wish I would have done it earlier. I still felt like better like now than later. But yeah, it's definitely kind of frustrating the fact that now Obsidian costs more, because I think $4 was a really, really good price. However, definitely see how like $8, you know, like those things end up adding up. My opinion right now, I would say, and this is something I say in the video, I would say for those of you that have a complete Apple ecosystem, so you are using like an iMac, an iMac, an iPhone, and a MacBook, then you couldn't see my hand. Then yeah, Obsidian Sync might not be needed, because I think that integrates really well. I haven't fully tested that because I don't have any of those things. I don't have anything Apple at the moment. But I've definitely heard really good things about that, so like it seems like it's a good workflow. However, if you, like me, are using Windows and Android, I think Obsidian Sync is worth it because it makes it really easy. Like there's workarounds to sync easily into Android, like Drop Sync, but in my experience, they weren't that good. Maybe they have changed. Maybe they have changed since I tested it. But yeah, that's my take on that. Hopefully that helps. This is another good point, you know, like with Obsidian Sync you get end-to-end encryption, Dropbox you don't. So yeah, if security is a big thing, like yeah, Obsidian Sync is a bit better with security compared to Dropbox and other syncing services. So yeah, that's another reason why it might be worth it. Yeah, MR says totally worth it, back to get the encrypted sync. So yeah, there you have it. MR knows more about this stuff actually. So, you know, like if privacy is a big concern, definitely Obsidian Sync is a benefit. Right now I'm using Obsidian Sync, I'm paying for it. But yeah, I mean, I definitely, like, I'm just kind of thinking of like what, like, you know, everyone has a limited amount of money that they can use on paid apps. So like there's certain things that I believe are really worth paying for and some that are optional. And Obsidian Sync is one that if privacy is not a huge concern for you and you're okay with your current syncing system, you know, do your research, see if the current system that you have for syncing is good enough to your standards, and if not, then yeah, Obsidian Sync could be good. I use it, I think it's good. For me, it's mostly for convenience, like Android is just a bit of a pain to sync to, so that's why I use it. But yeah, that might change over time, so I'm not sure. Xmind. So what is this Xmind thing? I never heard of it. Xmind. Let's see. Oh, no, man, another ad for Miro. Xmind, there we go. Ideas grow on trees. Oh, this is really cool. Nice, thanks for the recommendation. Now the question, does it work for Windows? Come on guys, tell me. Cool website, but tell me. Oh man, I gotta scroll my whole life to find the answer. Oh, this is really cool. Oh man, this one looks amazing. I like it a lot. Oh, if it has dark mode, that'd be so cool. Yeah, no, I definitely think that having a nice flowchart system is a really good thing to do. What happens if I put free download? Okay, yeah, it is available for Windows. That's cool. Awesome. Yeah, seems like it is. Seems like it is available. Yes, that's why I use it. Some clients don't have Macs. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Anton. You're a cool dude. You're a cooler dude, Anton. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What else we got? Yeah, so guys are discussing Xmind. I'll definitely check it out. It looks very cool. It's very feature rich, but has a learning curve. Nice. I mentioned Gleefy and MindMaster because I'm getting free subscriptions with my uni email. That's a really cool tip. So for those of you that have a uni email, you know, the ones that end in .edu, that's definitely a good tip. You know, that can definitely save you some money here and there. What mouse is that? Yeah, I guess you can barely see it, but let me show you. That should help. Oh man, now I cut my head. Maybe I'll go like this. And you can't see it because of the comment. That's hilarious. Yeah, so it's a really crazy mouse. What is it called? I don't even know, man. Like, I think this is some Chinese brand. It's called Anera. You can't even see it, I'm sorry. Ergonomic mouse. I think if you search for that, you should be able to find it, but it's really cool. If anyone just came on the stream and saw me like this, in this position, they'd be like, you're using your chair wrong. But it's just because you couldn't see the mouse otherwise. It's really cool. Like, I like the idea that how ergonomic it is. It's a cheap one. It's like $10. Like, it's, woo, my voice just cracked in there. It's like $10. And I like it a lot. It has a couple of really cool stuff. So like camera 2. Oh man, what did I do? There we go. Terrible posture. Let's correct that. Wait, camera 1. Let me just correct it. 1. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we're back at it. And yeah, the mouse like has a couple of really cool features. So like camera 2. I was so dumb. I was showing you the mouse and I was looking for the mouse here at the same time. I was like, where's the mouse? You know when you're in the phone, you say like, wait, give me a second. I can't find my phone. Like, let me just look for it. And then you're like, oh, I'm so dumb. That's what happened right now. But yeah, either way, like this mouse has a really cool button in here for going back and forth between pages. So like, I mean, let me see if I can show you here. Yeah, like, I mean, take a look at this screen, right? Like if I press this button, I go back on pages. And if I press this button, I go forward in pages. So that's one of my favorite features about it, to be honest. The scroll wheel is pretty comfortable. It's pretty nice. I really like this format, or like this style of mice. It's really cool. It's a cheap one though. Like, you know, like the more advanced ones, they don't have laser. They have like other technology. This one still has like the red laser, so it's not that precise. I mean, it's just the same as like a cheap regular mouse, But yeah, the fact that it has these buttons and the fact that you can hold it like that, it's really cool. It's also funny because I'm left-handed, 100% left-handed. I'm super left-handed. I write with my left hand, I kick with my left hand. But I never got used to using a mouse in my left hand, so I just use it in the right hand. I'm learning to write with my right hand just to be ambidextrous, just to flex, you know. So yeah, I'm learning to write with my opposite hand. So yeah, I'm getting better with my non-dominant hand lately. That's really cool. Smallest. Imagine someone walking down the street. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like someone just sees me like, what are you doing? But yeah. Yeah, you also know someone that uses that is left-handed but uses a mouse in the right hand. The thing is that, like, okay, so this mouse I couldn't use on my left hand even if I wanted to, because it's just not designed for it, you know. Like, you would have to press this with the thumb. That'd be super weird. So of course, like, this is just like me getting used to using the right hand. But like, even with normal ones that you could technically just move to the other side, you know, like that you could just like use in here and be fine with it. Do I have any? I think I have an extra mouse in here. No, it's in the other room. But yeah, like, I mean, of course, I'm more precise with my left hand. I can definitely like just move around because that's my dominant hand. But then left click and right click. For the left click, you would have to use the middle finger. I almost gave you the finger. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you would have to use this finger for left click and this one for right click, and that just breaks something in my head. So that's why I don't do it. Yeah, I do use the scissors with my left hand though, and that's really uncomfortable, but I got used to it. I have like a weird technique where I just pull my thumb like that to cut with like right-handed scissors. I do use my left hand for that. There's tons of things that, you know, they're not made for left-handed. Think of this, you know, like this is on your dominant hand side, you know. I wish it was here, to be honest, but that's kind of fine. Like I'm pretty decent with my right hand. It's not like I'm useless with my non-dominant. I'm getting good. I'm getting better since I started like writing with my right hand just to become ambidextrous, you know. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. We're gonna end this soon. It's been 2 hours 30. What was the longest stream that we've done so far? I think it was a 3-hour one. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know how some top streamers do more than 3 hours. That's exhausting. Yeah, guys, I'm covering final questions, but we'll be ending this soon. Thank you everyone for being here. Definitely, if you have any final questions, any final comments, drop them right now. I'm happy to tackle them. And yeah, let's do that and then we'll close it. Sander, I'm not sure which I should go with. Learn TypeScript to add my own plugins for Obsidian, or learn Emacs. Okay, so Emacs is not a programming language. It's more like the tool you use for programming. So you can definitely learn TypeScript and use Emacs for organizing and creating the code. So yeah, I would say do that. There's definitely a language used to configure Emacs that is called eLisp, but you know, like it's not the most recommendable as a first program because it's really complicated. I tried to learn it as my first program and I had a terrible time. So yeah, TypeScript is a good idea. And yeah, just learn it and learn Emacs simultaneously, because Emacs is the place where you do the code, right? But yeah, it's really cool if you create like plugins for Obsidian. I haven't done that yet, so that's really cool. Free and best mind map tool. Yeah, I mean, which one could be good? Like, if you have an educational email, Figma definitely offers like some mind mapping functionality with their new FigJam file. So if you have an educational email, I don't know if that's available for like the free plan of Figma. That is the best I can think of. I honestly haven't seen any other good ones. Yeah. Free equal crap, honestly. I found that out the hard way. I mean, I know what you mean. Like, there's tons of things that we think like if we just get them for free, they'd be better. Unless it's open source. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't guys checked it out yet, definitely check out the video that I made on this debate. This is all about open source versus like paid and that kind of stuff. So it's this one in here, you know, free productivity apps when nobody tells you. Yeah, so definitely check that out. I want to add, man, I've been playing with the title of that video. I'm still not sure. Revisit title of this video. Yeah, I'm just adding a little test just to remember that I'm still kind of undecided on the title of that video. But either way, yeah, I mean, it's definitely tricky, the whole debate of free versus paid. I made a whole argument in that video if you guys are curious about that. Thank you, Santi. It's been a great stream. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping this up in a second. I ran out of water, and that's what I know I need to stop. I think I have a little bit of water. Water break.
Water break activated. It's good to be hydrated.
You know when you choke on water, you never know what to do when you choke on water. Should you drink more water or what? Finish both of these bottles of water. You obviously can imagine that I need to pee soon. And that I'm gonna start getting very thirsty. But yeah. Cool. It was great talking to you, Santi. Awesome, guys. Okay, we're gonna be wrapping it up. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sander. Thank you, MR. Awesome participation. Asern, Exo, you're awesome, man. Paras, Sharma, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for being the whole stream with me. Really appreciate it. It's really cool to have you here. Bye, everyone. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you had a good time in the stream. I'll see you next Tuesday. If you haven't already, make sure you add it to your calendar. So again, if you go to santiyounger.com and then you go to my live stream section right here, live streams, and here you can see where's the next when is the next live stream. There's gonna be a countdown. This countdown right now is wrong because we're currently live streaming. But yeah, then you can also add it to your calendar. So definitely check that out. Bookmark this page. Do it later, do it now, whatever you want. I just linked it in the stream, and hope you guys have an awesome day. Parma, see you later. MR, cheers. Thank you so much for all your amazing input. Fedeas, saludos, qué bueno verte. Big hug to you, man. Un abrazo. Awesome, guys. Yeah, so let me just find the button to end the stream, and we're gonna be ending it. If you haven't checked out my latest video, definitely check it out. That's for Android users. If you're an Android user, I think you might enjoy it. Hope you have an awesome day. And yeah, we'll talk soon. See you later, guys. Bye.